Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Today it is 28th of August 2025. It's 18 minutes past 5 here in the United Kingdom. Back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We're in today the recently updated Just Flight Avro RJ QT, or Quiet Trader. Now, this is a great little add-on, the Avro RJ, based off obviously the earlier BAE 146. I've got a little soft spot for this aircraft and I've been looking forward to this update from Just Flight. They got in contact with me yesterday, sent it over. I haven't had a chance to do a full test set, had a little play of it there, but the beauty of the RJ, it sort of brings the 146 into a little bit more of a modern environment, allowing you to fly a lot more on today's sort of airways with RNAV arrivals and departures, and sort of a 737 style-esque MCP, which is really nice. Now, oh, stop shouting, hold on. I know exactly what I've done here. Just give me 2 secs. There we are. Don't blame me. It's my silly headset. There we are. There should be a lot of feedback there. Yeah, right. Firstly, can I apologise for your delayed start to your service this evening as well. I was meant to start originally about an hour and 50 minutes ago. It's my first day off today. Joe and I went out for lunch and we went to an undisclosed steak chain in our local village, well, local town. The service was appalling. I'm not going to mention it, but yeah, we had to wait an hour for food. The food came. The food wasn't great. And then we asked the bill, took 20 minutes for the bill to come. Then we got stuck in rush hour traffic. So we were meant to be back home at 4:45. So we only got back at about 4:45. And then obviously baby was screaming, we had to get her all sorted, and then Joe had to rush out, so it was a bit of a rush, but thank you very much for your patience. A lot of banter I could see there in chat. So anyway, a little bit about our routing. East Midlands Airport here. The reason I chose this airport is we're flying as Quality 14 Romeo Juliet. This is TNT Airways, which was then I think purchased by ASL Belgium, so you don't see the TNT liveried aircraft anymore. And the Quiet Trader was an aircraft which I think was only available for the 146. They actually never made any Avro RJ Quiet Traders. They've been retrofitted in Australia. Someone was commenting on my comments in the YouTube community post there, but this aircraft actually never existed, but it's really cool to have this available as a Quiet Trader. Here you can see a couple of our alpacas on the main apron here. East Midlands, if you don't know, is a major cargo airport based in the Midlands of the United Kingdom, near sort of Nottingham and Birmingham here. Huge hub for DHL. Oh, that's really cool. You can hear the wind turbines. There we are, look at that, we'll fly through that there. Yeah, we're over here on the DHL part of the airport, so DHL have a huge base there, and we're on the main apron. You can see there, I think that's a static aircraft there, but there we are, there's the beautiful Avro RJ Quiet Trader, and I just wanted to fly this livery. I think it's really cool. They've got FedEx available, no doubt there'll be loads of free ones available in time, but I think the TNT Global Express Logistics and Mail livery is really, really cool. We're in, is that 00? It must be Oscar Tau today, and as I said, our call sign is Quality, which is ASL Belgium, which bought this airline, I think it was back in 2019, according to Wikipedia. Yeah, anyway, we've flown the RJ before, it's a fine add-on, and it's great to have it as a sort of a cargo outfit here as well. Anyway, just before I start in the aircraft, I haven't even said hello to anyone here in chat. Rycleft Luftfoto, hope you're doing well. Have a problem with X-Plane 12 closing a while after I start a flight. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you should head over to their Discord server and raise a ticket with them. I'm sorry you're having issues. Slush Puppies, who've just come in with a membership ping. Thank you very much. 14 months. Afternoon, Captain. Love me some RJ. 737 question. Do you ever use the cutback thrust option on the takeoff page? Thank you very much for your support as a member for 14 months. No, we only ever select a D rate and assume temperature, and we just accept whatever climb thrust comes from the FMC. That's my operator's SOP anyway. Thank you very much for your continued support. Domino Mosina, TNT, haven't heard them in a while. Well, this aircraft, well actually TNT famously in the aviation industry flew from Stansted to Birmingham or something, or went to East Midlands. It was a 737-400. They almost crash landed at East Midlands and ripped the gear off in the grass, and then they had to divert to Birmingham and land with only one set of landing gear. If you type in TNT 737 Birmingham, you can watch the video on YouTube, which is quite a few years ago now, but it was quite an interesting story with this airline. I see a lot of banter about the steak lunch I had. Captain Chloe, hope you're well. Dodgy Dave, Steak Emporium, probably. Alan Jensen, hope you're doing well. And Peaceful over the alpacas, brilliant. Hoi hi, hope you're doing well. HMS During One, Crazy Sarcasm, Alex van der Pass, Daniel Fogelberg. I did see Cam's pilot's here, Martin. Now, he is one of the developers of this aircraft from Just Flight. Very much thank you for popping in. It says you won't be here for too long because probably I delayed the start of the stream here, so sorry about that, buddy, because I did get in contact with Scott, who sent this over here. So thank you very much for sending over the aircraft, giving the opportunity to showcase it today. Tony F, you flew on the RF 146 a few times. Very, very nice. Steve says, never say the words crash landed at the start of a stream. Hopefully won't have any issues. Cam's pilot Martin said it's been available as a Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 port since last November, but now it's native. Yes, so this add-on brings full compatibility essentially to 2024 as well with the entire package, which is really nice. So yeah, interesting route. I've not even talked about where we're going today. Here we are at East Midlands. If I bring up Navigraph, we'll be departing off the Sapco departure in between Birmingham and Leicester, and then head towards Daventry to the west of London, cross the English Channel, ride over Paris, inbound to Geneva. Live time, live weather, of course. The weather is okay here at East Midlands. We've got winds from the south, a few tower and cumulus around. However, at Geneva, the forecast isn't great. We've got tower and cumulus already, but if you look here at the TAF, we've got fog. Oh, that's in the early hours of the morning. Oh, they've updated it. Oh, this morning I checked. Oh no, it's still there. Look, there's a tempo chance of thunderstorms and CBs. Now, before I get into the aircraft, this aircraft, like the MD-80 we flew on Saturday, it's quite limiting if you want to take any additional fuel. So I've taken as much freight as possible. I've got 9 tons of freight on the zero fuel weight. And I've put on an extra 30 minutes of fuel to allow for those thunderstorms in case it delays our approach. So with 9 tons of freight, 30 minutes of fuel, look at our landing weight. It's only 400 kilos below the maximum landing weight. So we're landing at 38.8 tons. Maximum landing weight is 39.2. So I've had to limit the amount of cargo I can carry. I can probably get another 1.5 tons of cargo. Takeoff weight is only 2 tons below, and this thing does not climb well. Infamously, the RJ and BAE 146 of these engines has terrible performance, which you'll see on the initial climb out with the reduced thrust temperature. But it's going to be fun here. It was pouring down rain 10 minutes ago. Was that in the sim Josiah place? I think you said you were joining in here. But yeah, look at the external model. Just Flight have made some really cracking add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I love the gear design on the 146 Avro RJ. It's so complex, but apparently a very robust landing gear as well, which you'll definitely need as we fly into Geneva. Flight time should take around 1 hour and 32 minutes today. What's East Midlands' main export to Switzerland, I wonder? Oh, what do they export in the Midlands? I don't know. Eccles cake? Something like that. Who knows? Someone will think of something. Anyway, let's jump into the cockpit. Now, whenever I fly the 146, you know I like to follow sort of real-world checklists in the background here. So I do have this fantastic checklist I'm following here. It's also compatible with the 146 by someone called PH Bikio, completely free to download on the flightsim.to site. Fantastic tool, which shows you how to set up. It also talks about facts with the aircraft and shortcuts, so things like V-speeds that can be done automatically by clicking on the respective flap setting on the flip chart. So I love these guys that make these checklists at aircraft I'm unfamiliar with, because they're simplified but realistic, so they're really nice to follow. Cam's pilot says, aiming to wrap up work on the 146 in September. It's taking a while to bring across all the upgrades from the RJ, and we're adding a new EFB tablet. Great to hear. Well, this is a very popular aircraft on the channel, and everyone's always yearning. I think last stream I mentioned what aircraft you want me to fly next, and people were talking about the RJ QT update, and it was great to hear from you guys yesterday to fly this aircraft. Right, so let's head over to the tablet. We'll go over here to aircraft. We can import all that data from SimBrief, and you can see here it's sort of preloaded your options. So 3705 aside, that's giving us a total fuel weight of it's going to be 774, which I think is what we need. If I just bring up Navigraph, yeah, 7736 rounded up a bit, 3705. Well, I actually need a bit more fuel, don't I? Not sure why that's a difference there, but let's just start refueling, which is instant. And then I think you've got GSX compatibility as well, but I usually like to use this to load up everything. To start boarding instantly, and the fuel's uploaded as well. But I'll still use GSX. There you go, yeah, 7736. So we've got absolute minimum block fuel. But I still like to use GSX to sort of simulate the cargo being loaded. So what I'll do is bring up GSX up here. Departure time should be in about 20 minutes. Prepare for pushback and departure, but we'll request boarding to start with. Atlantic Airlines or West Atlantic. Let's go with Atlantic Airlines. And it's got full GSX compatibility, so you'll see all the freight being loaded. So you just need to open the doors as required to load up the cargo boxes. There they are. So that's all starting. And RGSX going to X-Plane, said Redcliffe. I don't think so. London City Ops in the RJ is too much fun. I know we've done a few flights into City recently. We took the X-Crafts Embraer quite recently. Right, oh, GSX, of course, there's 2,000 updates since we last flew it. Attach pushback, yes. So, again, we'll go to aircraft, get the ground power connected. There we are. And we'll get some electrical power onto the aircraft. So, battery on. There we are. And it just takes a second for the external power to come on. There it is, external power available.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Very British. There we are, external power's connected onto the aircraft, and I think GSX will want to load the cargo, the doors to be opened. So if we go here, waiting for your action, open side cargo. So you need to start the hydraulics to get that open. So to do that, I'll just turn on the DC pump, AC pump and the power transfer unit just to get some
departure checks completed.
Hydraulics.
Bypass pin inserted.
Side cargo, aft cargo, forward cargo. We'll open the passenger door and the stairs. And it's opening the side cargo as well. Open all the doors. There we go, just so Jim can do the walk around. We'll open the stairs as well. There we are. So it's already uploading the cargo. I think there's some static imagery of the cargo there, but you'll see it arrive momentarily on the trucks. But yeah, as I said, we can only get 9 tons of freight on today. Jolly good needs to be a response to her. I know Steve M. She's very, very posh indeed. Right, so we've got some electrical power connected to the aircraft. So we'll now go through the PFD. Weather radar off, tilt transponder set to 2000 standby. We just need to get the avionics powered up. Air brake is in all the way. There it is. Flaps are up. Landing gear lever is in the down position. Batteries are on. We can turn the nav lights on, which are all the way up here. It's a very busy overhead panel on the Avro RJ and the 146. So that's selected, and we then work our way over here. Yaw damper 1 and 2 on. Autopilot master switches can all come on as well. Ground ignition we can use, it says A on an odd day, B on an even day. Let's just select A. Anti-skid is over here, can go on. Auto spoilers on. Lift spoilers yellow and green have been selected on. The hydraulics we need to do various tests during the setup. We'll leave it configured as it is for now. Fuel pumps on, as we have fuel in all the tanks. There's no cabin crew, but you do have the respective buttons there. Fire handles are in. Fuel pumps, APU start. Yeah, we can start the APU now. So what we'll do is put the APU. Oh no, that's the engine master switch. APU to start. There we are. So it starts the APU straight away. We've already got fuel pressure. Greg Scott, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you've popped in today. Keith Jazz, I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much as well for jumping in. I wonder where they keep the APU. It's somewhere in the tail here, but you can hear the APU starting up. There's the APU exhaust. But here we are. Here's some someone said, no, was it Pete? He said Melton Mowbray pies. Yes, we can deliver those to Switzerland. I'm not sure the Swiss enjoy pork pie, but there we are. They've got 9 tons of this stuff today. Hopefully it'll arrive in one piece. Anyway, sounds like the APU is almost powered up. There, APU power is available, so we could put the APU generator on, so that's taken the load, and the APU air can come on. We can turn on one of the packs to get some lovely conditioned air into the cockpit for Jim and I. Initial pre-flight procedure, so cockpit lights we can now configure. What I'll do is just hide the control columns, are useful. Oh no, you pull that. There we are. Turn on the EFIS master switches and the IRS, which the 146 doesn't have, but the I don't know what that clinking was. The RJ does, so we'll just move those to nav to start the IRS alignment. Very peculiar position for the IRS alignment. That's a big container, I know it was. Tony says, give away, I say, yeah, what? You don't like pork pies? Who here loves pork pies? Or doesn't like pork pies? Get out. I'm only joking, Tony, I love pork pie. Right, master warning system, you can trip and reset. So you've got 3 positions. There you go. As annunciation lights test, we'll probably get every single one of those warnings today. Put back into the mid position. DC pumps I've already put on. You then check the hydraulics, PTU on as well to check the raise in yellow and green system hydraulic pressure, which we have. And then says turn off the AC pump once you've done that test, and the PTU as well. You'll need to repressurise, obviously, to close the cargo doors later. Do the Swiss Light Stilton? I don't know. Bloodline Fighter Sim Telly Porcupine, brilliant. Jason, you've never seen a pork pie for sale. Where are you? Not in the UK, I guess. I don't know, I'm Dutch. Does it taste good? Yeah, it's nice. Love a nice pork pie with some pickle. Oh, I know, Steve M. Absolute. One of my favourite lunches is the Ploughman's. You know, pork pie, salad, cheeses, bread. Oh, it's one of my absolute favourites. Right, we've pretty much configured the overhead panel for this stage. The MCP. I was looking at the SID prior to the start of the stream. We can expect flight level 90. There's no ATC. Let's have a little look at the runway QDM here at East Midlands. If we select airport, so runway 27 for departure. I think. Let's have a little look at the weather. Yeah, 2209. They're favouring 27. 268 for the heading. Bug, and we'll put 268 for the courses. 268 is set there. Don't forget, members, I think there's a few of you here today. We've got our members only group flight on Saturday evening. Yet to still hear from VATCAN. I've emailed them and sent them tickets, but they haven't responded yet. However, we do have ATC for DC. That's all guaranteed. Right. MCP set, flight directors I can turn on. Sort of, this MCP is identical pretty much to the 737. Thing to note, there is a VNAV button. However, just like with the real Avro RJ, VNAV was never implemented. They just installed it on the MCP, so you have to use just level change and vertical spin. I don't know whether the microwave landing system works, but that was something that was meant to happen to all aircraft using in the future, but it never came into fruition. ILS is just accurate, just works. Just flies as evening. All before I've thrown off, I must remind prospective buyers of the RJ Pro that we're running a 25% discount offer until the end of the month. Act fast. Very good, Just Light. So yes, head over to their website. I think they've got a number of aircraft on sale now for the summer, so it's a good time to pick up this fantastic head-on. And as I've already said, Just Light, we've got so many people here who are a massive fan of your aircraft, me included, so thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to showcase it to everyone today. So, MCP is pretty much set. Now talks about moving the EFIS master switches, which I've done. We'll work out our thrust for departure now. Or later, we'll just load up the FMC. So one of the updates as well is full SimBrief integration. So if you go to index, load SimBrief route, that's my pilot ID request. And then we've already got our entire routing already uploaded, which is great because there's a lot to type in today. Here's our flight plan. And we'll just put in the SID and expected arrival. So we'll go here to departure arrivals, which is up here. Runway 27, SAPCO 1 November, execute. Departure arrivals again. Geneva. I think they're landing 2-2. I'm sure one of you on FlyRadar will be able to tell me later on. But we'll select that for now. Go to the next page. Where do we go for the next page? There we are. The arrival's going to be a Lussar 2 Romeo. Lussar 2 Romeo. I'll have a quick look at the ILS approach here just to see what transition we can expect via Sapri, I guess. Yeah, we've got a Sapri transition. Let's execute that. Legs. Clear the scratch pads. There we are. Just do a quick flick through to see if there's any discontinuities. So I've got here GG514, then Sapri. Let's have a look at the arrival. Yeah, terminates it GG514, then vectors. So what I'll do is just put Sapri by ATC to the top and delete the vector. Don't think there'll be any ATC. There's no events today. 2-2 ops indeed. Thank you, Sasha, for having a look there. Oh, is this so? This is a never built cargo version of the 146, Keith Jazz. The RJ. So the 146. Was it actually a QT? Was it called the QT as well, the 146, the cargo variant? I'm not sure, but no, they never made from the factory an Avro RJ QT, a trader version. What they do have in Australia, someone, as I said at the start of the stream, was commenting, retrofitted some of the cargo variants with the RJ sort of avionics suite. So they've got the MCP, the updated screens. There are RJs flying around, well, the 146s with an RJ retrofit, which are QT. So there are some of these sort of flying around, but they were never made from the factory. But yeah, really interesting to hear. Right, FMC is pretty much... Ooh, loaded. Now, no, I can never remember how to get rid of this. I can rotate it. Don't know if anything does just fly here. You've got all the amazing information here on how to fly the aircraft, but I can never remember how to clear it. So if anyone could work out to get rid of that in the manual, I'd be appreciated. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Init ref, we can put in some performance data. There's a 0 fuel weight. That matches the flight plan, I think. I'll just double check. Should do exactly. 0 fuel weights up here, 35 tons. And we've got 34,950. Perfect. So 0 fuel weight is 35 tons. Our reserves to get to Zurich, our alternates, 2.5. Cruising at 29,000 feet. That's as high as we can get. Execute. Average wind will go 211,036. Top of climb ISA, +3. Execute. Transition altitude won't be 18,000 feet. Let's have a little look here. Airport. Transition altitude 6,000. So let's insert that here. Great. So the performance calculator is not in the FMC of the Avro RJ. It's all selected on this little device here. So you'll be pleased to know on SimBrief, if I bring up SimBrief for you guys to see, they've got a takeoff performance calculator. So runway 27, we'll go full length. That's our weight. Optimum flaps, toga, maximum flex temperature, bleeds, auto anti-ice off, winds in, temperature, and it is dry. Calculate. Let's see what this says. So this shows flap 18, which is the normal flap for departure. Thrust reduced flex, selected temperature 50, 41, 41, 42. Exactly what I had on my test set yesterday. Had it used every single inch of the runway. So we'll do the same again for banter. So we can select that to reduced. Then we can select temperature. Put in the temperature, and look, you can see the M1 set limit changing as we increase the assumed temperature. So when we set it to 50, you'll see it's 85.9 as the target M1. So that is set. And there's the target M1, 85.9, and we leave it set as it is. So FMS is done. IRS alignment should almost be complete. It does say, and I never understood this procedure, engine anti-ice on, and you turn it off after engine start. Flight deck emergency lighting is configured and set. Emergency exit lights on. If there's any stowaways, we can turn on the seatbelt sign as well. Standby attitude indicator, uncage. EGPWS TCAS and flight director order test. Oxygen order test. I think the ice detection comes on now. IRS alignment, we're still waiting for. Thrust as set, and then we're ready pretty much for the engine start. What we've got left, toga, V speeds. Oh yes, so if you see here, look, the V speeds are set to 100. If you press this little flap 18, there you go, 142. It sets all your V speeds for you, which is a really nice trick there. Captain Chloe says, can we still get airborne with 85% thrust on those 4 IPUs and at a high gross weight? Yes, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Right, so I need to turn on the AC pump so we can close the close the doors because we've got no hydraulics. So on. There we are. That's going to pressurise that system. Oh gosh, my spoilers are up. Hang on. I don't know why they're. Why are my lift dumpers open? I'm not sure. We should be able to close all the doors now. So side cargo, aft service, aft cargo, forward cargo, retract the stairs, passenger doors, service. I'm already on the GPU, so I'll turn that off as well. Chocks removed once I've got the door closed. Oh, there's that huge cargo door closing. Sam, see where it says charts on the checklist? Click in the middle of that. Charts on the checklist. Here. Ah! You can see the click spot guide. Is that to get rid of it? It was somewhere over here I pressed. That gets rid of that. That gets rid of that. There's a button which gets rid of this. Chocks are still in. Yeah, I didn't press it hard enough. There we are. Chocks are set. Right, AC pump on. And then it says turn the AC pump off again once all doors are closed. And then for engine start. Oh my goodness me. Jim looking good. I don't know how to get rid of it in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We're still waiting for the IRS alignment. I don't know how long that takes. Longer than 9 minutes it would seem, but we'll make sure the alignment's complete before we actually start pushing back. Beacon can come on, which is up here for the engine start. Thrust levers verify they're in the fuel off position. APU air comes off for engine start in this aircraft. Packs off for engine start. Fuel pumps all on. Starter power normal. It's in the normal position. Starter master on, and then we start 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we're ready to go, guys. So we'll just have to wait until the IRS alignment is complete. Jim's rocking the body warmer in August. I know he's crazy in his nice chinos, Jim. Oh, he's got patches on his jumper. Unbelievable. Did you get that from H&M? Sorry, the standby temperature isn't caged. Well spotted. Caged now. Evening, Aaron. Hope you're doing very well, buddy. Nice to see you here. NT says, do you remember the cheese bits to feed the hamsters who run to spin the gyros faster? This could be the INS delay. Probably. Let's get better pushback organised. Just double check to see if there's any ATC. Nope, no one online. So what we'll do is prepare for pushback.
Locking gear.
Locking gear, perfect. Something was making a noise out there. Come on, IRS. There must be somewhere that shows how long it takes. Maybe the AC on the RJ is just insanely good. Yeah, maybe he's ice cold. And the air conditioning system is the best. Trip Hazard said you've got some passengers that are arguing about a window seat. They look pretty drunk. Not on this aeroplane, I hope. Stowaways. Alright. Come on, IRS. Oh, I thought I had a GSX profile for this airport. Oh, never mind. I think the IRS is supposed to be align, then go to nav when they start flashing. Oh, really? The checklist says go straight to nav. Oh, there we are, look. It's complete. What good timing that was. Right, we're ready for pushback, guys. Bring back those commands. Oh, no, it's the silly little... Which one do I want again? Nose right, but not right. I want nose left, tail right. Right. Is that the one I want? I want to be facing this way. APT, as Tony says, when it says charts at the top, click there. Ah, I'll have a look at that in a second. As Tony says, where it says charts at the top. Where it says charts at the top. Is it on here? Where it says on this? Nose right, thank you. That one. Nose right, left. Yeah, opposite to when it says left. I remember that.
Commencing push.
Tony F, yes.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Was it on here? You need to talk to me like I'm a child when it comes to things like that. Tony, no, I'm going to scroll up a bit. What did Tony say? Where it says charts at the top, click there. Charts at the top. Top of where? Charts. Where does it say charts? On this? Start this over. We'll start the engines and get them away during that. Right, hopefully this will work. There we are. I know that's a good sign. So, N2. Got these tiny little gauges here, look. I don't know if the oil pressure rises until after engine start. Oil quantity's fine, no oil pressure. M1, and it's only at 10% N2, we put the fuel on, and we unlock it by doing that. There we are. Tony, I give up. Where does it say charts? There's a spot of the MCP that you have to click. Ah, here. Thank you. No, I don't know where it says charts.
Set parking brakes.
Well, that was a quick pushback. You can barely hear that.
Unlocking gear.
That APU. Cheers, Few. Cheers, Tony F. You said Few. I think hopefully the air brake will be stowed shortly. Right, one APU started. Starting engine number 3. Oh no, not that one. Not that one either. That one. Chris the Nademan says, well, hello lads. Well, hello. Thank you very much for popping in on this quality 14 Romeo Juliet flight from East Midlands to Geneva, full of pork pies and whatever else we said. Oh yes, I forgot. Another nice little trick with with the 146 Avro RJ. If you go to
Tow
aircraft,
truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
press the CG and it sets the trim. So watch this. There you go. Boop, trim set. Perfectly set for departure. Right, 2 hair dryers running. Jolly hoggy sticks. Anyone for tennis? Full of cream pies and plenty of fish. Starting engine number 2. Alright, these engines are great. Look, they only burn, is that 80 kilos an hour on the ground? Yeah, right, quite efficient there. Wait, what's this 330? Is this a little bit of fuel, eh? Is that a little bit of fuel on that tank? Oh, I'm too slow getting the fuel on here on these engines. Number 2. Oh, I've got 327 in the centre tank and full wings. So I'm hoping it's sort of like centre tank transfer. How do I get that fuel from the centre tank, that 330 kilos? Fuel flow. Oh, I got 4 N2s today, N2. Martin, hope you're doing well. A man from South Argentina, I learned the other day. Perhaps if you remove the engine from the plane and point it upwards. Alright, perfect. Starting engine number 1. I love that noise it makes when you start them. There's no point going outside to listen, it's just silence. We're starting again. Oh, you can hear a little bit of it smaller. Alright, only at 10% fuel on. I've entered all the performance data. You can have the legs page, Jim. There you go. It's basically a 747 trainer. 5 APUs, I know. Day simulation said center tank. I mean, do I just put this on? Auto center tank transfer. That sounds right. I'll put it in auto, see what happens. 330 kilos in that center tank I want to sip out. Alright, there we go. 4 good engine starts. What a pro. Engine starts 1 to 4 complete. Start selector can now come to off. Start power normal. Engine anti-ice doesn't need to be on now, so we can turn it off. Generator 1 and 4 online. APU air comes on, but we are going to turn this off because we don't need it for our departure, so I'll leave it off. Pack 1 and 2 on. Brake fans auto, which they already are. Hydraulics can come on. Engine 2 and 3 hydraulic pumps. Confirm 3000 psi. Yes. AC pump for auto. There's a lot to do on this setup. Heaters on. Where's the fuel heaters on this? Oh no, heat. I think it just means the heaters. Yeah, not fuel heaters. They can all come on. Animal bay heat. We've got no one in the back that's an animal. Flaps to 18. Taxi lights can come on for taxi. Pack 1, Pack 2 valve. Why is that not happy? Great. Taxi lights on for taxi. Rudder trim and aileron trim centered. Elevator trim I've set, and then we do a config check. Right, what have I got on here? Air conditioning. Emergency lights not armed at the parking brake. Right, I thought I did that. That's armed. So why is it not happy with the packs? Oh, is that because the engine air is not on? That's fine. But it says here we don't have the engine air on for departure. It says engine air off. So what I'll do, I'll turn those off and then turn the packs off. I think you only turn those on after takeoff. Yeah, there was no mention of the packs are engine on. Pack warning light on because no engine or APU air on. So am I meant to leave the APU on to provide pressurization to the pack before... well, we're going to do a pack bleeds off takeoff, and then we'll put the no engine bleed on after takeoff. How does that sound? Everyone's happy. Right, I better Unicom out of here. Let me just turn up Unicom. There we go. Make sure that's working. It is. Oh, but I'm not on advisory. 122.8. Oh, Oh gosh, how on earth do I use this radio? There we are. There we are. East Midlands traffic, hello. It's quality 14 Romeo Juliet. Taxiing to runway 27, departure to the south. Alright, perfect. Parking brake released, and here's a takeoff config warning button, which is down here. Good, config check passed. My bum's away, and we're ready to taxi. Let's add some thrust. We're on our way. What's that last warning? Emergency exit light's not armed. Hey, I just armed it. It's that mid-switch position. And the only thing... Hey! Arms the mid position. I broke it. Brake fans on as well. Alright, emergency exits permanently disarmed. Doesn't matter anyway. Now Alpaca today. We don't have an Alpaca Avro RJ, so we're quality. Which is ASL Belgium, which bought TNT Airways. See, I did my research, did my due diligence. Ah, Pete, there you go. APU usually on until takeoff with APU air on for packs, then switch over to engine air and then APU off. Copied, which is actually on the checklist. Do they ever do a bleeds off takeoff on this, though, where you... Well, I suppose it doesn't matter, because obviously the engine air is still off anyway. Oh, there's 2 emergency lights. Cabin emerg... Thank you. Spotted. There we are. No more enunciations. Clear left. Have to say, again, in 2024, the performance I get is excellent. This is a high quality scenery by Pirigi, which I've owned for a while. Someone else on that. V-Pilot, sounds like they're very far away. That's him. Pete White, there you go. Pete, I feel like you know a lot about this aeroplane, and I'm very glad you're here in chat. A little bit uphill here, so we may leave the cargo apron. Those hair tries are flat out. Now we're on to the parallel taxi we get. So I'll have a little look at our taxi routing. Zoom on in. There we are. So we're going to go all the way down here on Alpha, and then we've got to go full length here for performance, especially with that assumed temperature we took. Good. We do have RJ livery, Sam, not just for cargo. Yes, so I wanted to fly the cargo because we've got the Quiet Trader. I know we have one for the RJ. Is it compatible with 2024? But I wanted to fly the Quiet Trader, which was obviously the part of the 146 update, which we don't have. Hopefully one day we will. There we are. What a stocky, stubby thing. No Whiskey 1 today, Bob P says. No intersection, I've had to go full length. This is a 146 powered by hairdryers. No intersections. We've got Jet 2 here, Ryanair. I think I've got a lot of the static aircraft on. I forgot to turn it off on the settings, but there's no VATSIM event here today. These Pirigi sceneries are super realistic. Jay Whiteside said, for performance, what performance? I know. Now where's ground speed in this tank? Yeah, I don't have any window views. I've got sort of 2 wing views facing that direction. 9 tons of pork pies on the way to Geneva. It was a special order. Phil Line, have you upgraded your PC for 2024? Nope, still had the same PC and specs for 4 years now. Do the cabin announcements work? In the cargo variant, I don't know if they've been disabled. Another thing I forgot to tune was the frequency. I didn't really brief the departure, did I, guys? Sorry. So it's an RNAV departure. Oh no, conventional SID. RNAV substitution only. Due damage review are not available. Okay. So here's an RNAV SID. Straight ahead 1 mile. Off 10935. So we can make that active here on the EFIS panel. Great, so we've picked up the DME. Jim, you can have a bit of 109.305 as well. And to get the DME, you've got to rotate that to on. There we are. So we've got DME information there off the ILS. And the departure takes us straight ahead 6.5 miles and then inbound to Sapco. It used to be Daventry. I can't see it there. Well, there's no other nav. Oh, there we go. Daventry 16.4, inbound 157. So I'll put 16.4 on standby. Keep having to add thrust on these hair dryers. There we are. Oh, it's getting backed up anyway if we lose the FMC. So I don't seem to be using any fuel from that centre tank yet. We'll have to work out on the way how to use it. I'm sure one of us in chat would be able to work it out. Ah, perfect. Cam's pilot says pilot callouts are still enabled. Yes, I've got those all working on the takeoff. Ah, Cam's pilot, there we are. Someone who's actually built this aircraft in the simulator would know. So the centre tank fuel is fed after takeoff. That's great. And I've just left the switch here in auto. And then do you shut it manually once it's done, or do you just leave it in auto? Jay White said, I remember going to Download Festival in 2013, camped pretty much at the end of the runway here. Safe to say, I didn't get much sleep. Well, this is the largest outside Heathrow cargo operation in the UK. Huge base, like I said, DHL and all the other cargo airlines flying in and out all the time. Are you flying into your destination real time or are you fast flying mode? Oh, Trip Hazard, I never cheat. I never use time compression during streams. Tend to leave it in auto, can't remember the SOP. Roger, Cabs Pop, we'll see what happens. If the centre tank catches fire, we know not to leave it in auto. Right, just finish this checklist then, approaching the runway. So before takeoff, landing lights can come on. Config we've already checked. There's no one on final, no one on Unicom's reported they're on final, so we'll just say we're lining up. East Midlands traffic, quality 14 Romeo Juliet, lining up runway 27. There we are. Huge warehouses over there. And that's Ratcliffe Power Station. That was the last coal-powered UK power station. It was shut down in the summer, I believe. Tony, I thought you turned it off to save pump wear. In the 737, definitely. It automatically turns off, but we just turn the switches off. Right, there's no one here, so we can just sort of complete the line-up actions as we line up there. Alright, just a little bit of brakes, bring it to a stop. Perfect. So, config check we did, continuous ignition A and B only for standing water. Landing lights can come on. Runway lights, exit lights can come on. Strobes on. Transponder TARA just down here. Perfect. And attitude reporting's on. And we'll leave it on all. I never check the flight controls. We'll do it now whilst we're on the runway. But later, never. I can hear lots of clunking. Excellent rudders. Great. I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay, might as well leave the cam on there. And then auto throttle, LNAV, and we're ready to go. Alright, Toga's in chat, so we're going to hold the brakes, 55% M1, verify stable, then push Toga. Alright, let's go to Geneva. Oh yes, I've got to start this clock. If I remember yesterday, it's a lapse timer, and then run. There we are, lapse timer's on. Let's go to Geneva. Hold it on the brake 6, I need every inch of runway. Alright, that's looking good. Brakes released. Toga, set takeoff thrust.
Check thrust.
Alright, looking for 85.9. 85.9 set. Thrust set.
Speed alive.
Cheers. God, it does not accelerate fast. Alright, feeding in a bit of right rudder. I'm not even at 80 knots yet, come on!
80 knots.
Release forward pressure, presuming that's the same in the Avro. God, this thing does not accelerate. What's this, a 3,000 metre runway? I don't need to it. I'm glad I went full length. Right rudder. Oh gosh, got loads of right rudder. Oh my gosh. There was a gust of wind or something.
Go.
Oh, that's V1.
Rotate.
Rotate, I heard. Whee! Oh my days. I'm not
Glide
accelerating.
slow.
Oh my god. What a crosswind. Gear up.
Select.
Yeah, I'm basically holding 140 knots. Trim.
Gear up. Lights out.
There we are, left turn. Barely climbing. I think I need climb thrust already. I'm getting rid of this assumed temperature. Where's climb? I can't remember how to select it. Climb. Look at the increase in the M1. Oh no, that's reduced it. Oh no, lowering the nose further. Right, let's do NADP1, 1,000 feet. Level change, bugging up to 220 knots. Oh, that's really sensitive, the speed. There we are. So now we're going to lower the nose to accelerate. Yeah, if I was at a 7.3 and it was climbing like this, I'd be concerned. But level change now. It's lowering the nose to accelerate. So there we are. That's level flight. Come on, there she goes. Now she's accelerating. It's got so much drag. I needed to accelerate a bit quicker than this. Is this full climb thrust? It takes off due to the coach. There we go. But I'm having to. That's level flight. Why is my IVSI not working? Oh, it is working. It's here. It's tiny. Oh my goodness me. Is the parking brake still on? Guy won't accelerate. More power. Max climb. That would do. There we go. So we retract the flaps at VTFO, which is 188 knots. We can retract the flaps. Maybe we'll catch a few thermals. Here comes 188 knots soon. I think maybe I took too much thrust off departure. There we are. I can finally retract the flaps. 188 flaps up. I've climbed about 1,200 feet in 2 minutes. There's the flaps coming up. There she goes. Yeah, the flaps retracting. Yeah, what was if we have an engine failure? There we are. Now we're going. Pitching up to maintain 220 knots. Good. Great climb rate now. What a machine. This is great. I wouldn't want to land somewhere a high altitude on a... I am very heavy today, obviously. Flies really nicely. Alright, that's that departure turn complete. I'll try and... Oh no, I can't bring the charts up on yoke cam. There we are, 220 knots. We're accelerating and maintaining 1,600 feet per minute. Alright. Command A. I'll accelerate to 250. Do I dare? 250 knots. It's navigating beautifully. There's the SID. Right inbound to Sapco now. Coming to flight level 90. I better set standard. Standard set, passing 3-7, flight level 90, after takeoff checklist. I'll just turn the sim down slightly. Oh, that's better. And then after takeoff checklist, because we're currently depressurized. So, after takeoff, we've got select flaps up at VFTO or 1,500 feet, which we did. Press climb normal. We're on climb max. I'll go back to climb normal now. Save a bit of fuel. Actually, that won't save much fuel. Engine 1 to 4 pumps on. 2, 3, 4. Packs 1 and 2 on. APU air off, not required. PTU can come off. It's already off. That was my bad, I forgot to turn it on. There we are. After takeoff, checklist complete.
40, 30, 20,
Oh.
10.
Now the engines are revving up. Look at that go. Thanks, AJ Fenari, for the $3. Appreciate it, buddy.
Captain, we're being overtaken by a woodcock.
Unbelievable. A woodcock just flew past us. Look, it's alright now. 250 knots, full climb almost. And I'm climbing a mere 2,000 feet per minute. God, this thing does not want to climb. But it was known for this. And I've flown with X146 pilots and I asked them what was the climb performance like. And they said absolutely terrible. And they actually dreaded if an engine ever failed. Center tank's almost up to... It is. Look, there we are. 0 now. So we'll leave that in the... Well, we can turn it off, can't we?
50,
I don't know if I've ever had fuel in the center
30,
tank pump.
20,
Don't know. Get up, Keith. Thank you very much for the €6, buddy. Very kind.
So here we have strong evidence that more engines do not necessarily mean more power. Smiley face emoji. Have a good flight, Captain.
Thank you very
Romantic
much.
Face emoji.
Brilliant. Thank you for the heart emojis. Keep thank you very much for the €6. Brilliant proof that more engines doesn't mean more power. Have a great flight. Oh dear. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you're doing well. Hope your motorbike and you are having some fun travels. Right. Unrestricted climb. There's no ATC. There's no required to be level at flight level 90. So we'll just continue climbing up to flight level 290 on our route. So 1 to go. 290 is set. And once we're above flight level 100, it says in the notes that the 280 knots is the speed that you accelerate and climb at. Keith, I know, incredibly underpowered, but it's barely moving. Aaron says 2 of those 4 engines are actually just decorative. There's just a dumb spinner in front. It's what it feels like. Ed's Aviation, do you have your PC specs? Yes, I'm sure one of the mods here will put exclamation mark PC to find all the specs there. Or anyone can put that in fact. Does it have MMO? It does. We'll see what the MMO is. Do I need engine anti-ice on here? What's the temperature? Where would you find the temperature here? In this tank. I've got outside of temperature. I want a tad. I think we'll just put a little bit of engine anti-ice on here. Almost out of it. Oh god, you can hear the engine straining under the engine anti-ice. Right, 280 knots. We can focus. We're above 10,000 feet. Passing 102 for flight level 290 pre-cruise check. So fuel we've got configured. Engine 1 valve not shut. We're out the cloud now. Lights off, APU's off, pressurization. Yeah, we better check the pressurizing now. 1,300 feet cab out. Yeah, we've got diff pressure 3.5, cabin rate to climb 100 feet per minute. I forgot to set the land out here. Oh no, I did set it. Oh no, I didn't. Land out in Geneva is 1,400 feet. That's now set. Nothing on the master cautions. Checks complete. I know, I didn't like the engine anti-ice coming on. I mean, it does take a demand from the engine. Oh yeah, so we're looking at MO. Someone said 0.72 to 0.73. I've got the manual here in front of me. Let's have a look. Have a look together. We've got max takeoff weight of 46.1. We took off at, oh actually a little bit less than that. 42 odd. Max landing weight we're very close to. 35,000 feet. There you go. Manoeuvring speeds followed. Landing gear operate 205. That's really slow. Doesn't actually show MMO here. Oh, there they are. VMO Mach 0.73. I think we're cruising at 0.7 today. Or maybe 6.8. Let's have a look. 0.70 for the cruise. So we'll just maintain this indicated airspeed until we're doing 0.7. Pizza's about 0.69. Okay, we'll do that. Matthew, I hope you're doing well. In my opinion, 4-engine jet will always have worse climb performance. Consider the plane is built to fly if an engine failed. 2-engine plane will have 50% excess, whereas a 4% engine will only have 33%. I got with you there. 7.4 is pretty decent though, isn't it? I think that's got 4 massive. Might be 211s on certain variants, isn't it? Jay Whiteside, are the clouds moving faster than us? Feels like it. Oh, what does that say? Ice detected. Uh-oh. Love that. You can hear it go. Rrr. If I just turn the inboard engines out, look at the N2. Oh no, well, I don't know. It was definitely groaning. Well, I'll leave that on until the ice detection light extinguishes. We're passing flight level 140 at 1,000 feet per minute, and we're not even halfway up to our cruise level. Airborne for 11 minutes. Peak white changeovers around flight level 240. Roger to 0.64. We'll start plugging for a Mach number then above that. Anyway, approaching the Daventry VOR. Next en route, beacon will be Midhurst. We'll tune that 1140. But I have to say, it's a fun aircraft to fly. Right, Midhurst is active. 70 miles away. Yeah, a lot more versatile than the 146 this. In modern aviation terms. Still got the ice detection on. Where are we anyway for the UK? We are just south of Daventry VOR, Banbury, we've got Milton Keynes, be Bicester, Oxford, just to the west of London. Passing London at 8,000 feet at this rate. Joking. Now, alright now, look. Climbing at a strong 15... Oh no, not even 1,500 feet per minute, 1,000 feet per minute. What's our ETA anyway? 18:33 Zulu. It's an hour and 15 minutes, guys. We'll do some fuel checks when we get to the cruise. Pete, you usually leave it at decimal 6 forward and accelerate once level. Probably a good idea. Otherwise, we'll never get there. Matthew, you should see how heavy CFM Power 321 takes to reach the low 30s. A good 35 minutes in the summer. I've heard. Well, I've flown it virtually. Cheers, N2. Finally caught you live. Will happen more as I'm off work for a bit, taking care of Mrs. Well, I hope she's doing well, N2. Thank you very much for popping in, and look at that, 57 months almost as a member. Almost 5 years. N2 is given... He's having... Oh, there we are. I just literally read it. N2 who's having open heart surgery tomorrow. Good distraction. Well, I'm sure everyone here in chat will echo what I'm saying. I hope everything goes well. And sorry, N2, I'm just trying to get that's for your missus or N2 who's having open hearts. Mrs. N2, got you. I hope Mrs. N2 has a smooth operation, and I'm sure everyone will echo me in chat and saying that we wish you a smooth recovery afterwards. Andy, we'll have landed, checked into the hotel, and charged the first round of drinks to your room before you land. Oh, you guys flew ahead. Yes, thanks for your patience. Cool, N2, that sounds... Well, I wouldn't even know what open heart surgery is like, or any heart surgery, but that sounds quite invasive, but we all wish her the best. Smooth recovery, buddy. So the Irish pilot was talking about the heavy 321 as Matthew Presley was. Yeah, I remember flying the 321 on this simulator, the Phoenix 321. And is it with the IAE engines, or is it the CFM? Which one are the underpowered ones? I think it's the ones with the CFM. And yeah, it was Pony, wasn't it? I still have ice detected, and you wouldn't have engine anti-ice on in these conditions, so I'm going to turn it off again. I need every bit of threat. There it goes. Whee! And one increase of about 3%. You were just taxiing out before pushing back. Got you, Andy. In fact, I'll probably see you on the map here. Oh, you're probably well ahead of us. Is that you two there? There you go, Geneva. Andy, Geneva. You're over the English Channel. I'm nowhere near. Oh dear. 15 minutes, passing 18,000 feet. I have retracted the flaps, haven't I? God, this sim looks great, doesn't it? Amazing. Wing anti-ice? No, not that. I mean, I'll put a splash on just in case it's a sim thing. You can hear the engines groaning as the bleed air demand increases. I mean, I'll put it on for a bit, just in case, just if it's a simism. Can you remember when Microsoft Flight Simulator came out for the first time and there was like excessive icing continuously? As soon as you went to cloud, you had like severe icing. Cam's Pilot, if you click on the glare shield chart stowage, then you can look at the flight profile charts of speeds. I know, I learnt that's how you hide it. Right, let's have a little look here. I think we'll just turn all this off. Hear the engine's relieved. Right, let's have a little look at these profiles then. Just need to rotate it. I always forget what the buttons are to rotate it. There we are. Approach speeds, descent, cruise, climb. This is what we need, guys. Oh, weather radar's still off. Below 8,000 feet, 250 knots. Above 31,000 feet, 0.66. Well, we're not there yet. Takeoff weight, 41 tons and below, 250 knots to 0.62. Takeoff weight greater than 41 to 250 knots to 0.64. Ah, I've gone too slow. What's our gross weight? 41.7, 41.8. So I should be 250 knots until decimal 64. High speed until 240 is this. Ah, it doesn't climb. I love this. Look, climb normal after takeoff. Climb, select max climb when the rate of climb falls below 1,000 feet. Right, I should go back to 250 knots then, shouldn't I? Yeah, I mean, it's too much drag at this speed. Let's bring it back to 250. That's going to go as good rate of climb, albeit briefly. There we are. Whee! Steve, yes, I had to find a distraction. Oh my goodness me. I don't think an Avro RJ's ever climbed so quick as we trade our excess speed for altitude. 21,000 feet, 18 minutes airport. Backs off and mask on to get that extra power. I love that Irish pilot. Oh dear, there we go. How many of these are on VATSIM right now? And 146s, I wonder. We'll have to do the VATSIM search on the VATSIM map. They can't be many. If they are, they're all at 20,000 feet, struggling to climb. Still got ice detected. There we are, back to 250 knots, just to help out. Matthew says, feel the rhythm, rhyme, come on everyone, it's zoom climb time. It was barely a zoom climb, back at 250 knots. Anyway, look, we've only got 5,000 feet, or 6,000 feet to go. Very nice, Emma. Beautiful. Well, Riley14 says, just passed my skills test at 16. Modular integrated. Modular. Unless if you want to go to integrated and have that quick course, but modular you can save a significant amount of money and still get the same license afterwards. I wish I'd went modular, but back when I did my ATPLs 15 years ago, integrated was sort of preferred among the airlines, but it's certainly not the case now. But good luck with everything, and congratulations on your... Is that your PPL, Will? If so, congrats, buddy. Kaz Pilot says ice detection takes into account the Microsoft Flight Sim icing system, which isn't perfect, right? We all know that. So you can sometimes safely ignore the caution. Very good. Well, we sort of have. Ooh, I haven't touched the heading bug since we've got airborne. There we are. That's set, and we can increase the zoom on the range. Top of climb will be pretty much just after Midhurst. We'll do our fuel check there. I'm curious to see actually where the flight plan had us levelling off at our cruise. Actually around the same time, look. It's pretty good. It estimated Midhurst at 278, 21 minutes. And we're going to be pretty much there actually. So the climb profile in the sim brief is pretty realistic. Oh, it's converted to Mach now, Mach 0.60. There we are. That's cool. I like how it flashed. And it said... Jim's perspective. Ah! There we are. Oh, I can't... Climb profile, what does it say, Jim? It says, again, 250 knots to 0.64. Okay, so we'll convert to Mach at 0.64. Well, it's already a Mach now, isn't it? So what I'll do is just buck 64. There we are. Yes, let's turn this weather radar on, which probably isn't modelled. Range 50 miles with tilt down to -1. Yeah, it's just accelerating to Mach 0.64, hence why it's not climbing right now. High flying Walnut Chronicles, famous last words. Safely ignore. Yes. Ah, look, it seems to have fixed itself anyway. It's all good. Don't need to ignore it anymore. Maiden says once took a trip in one of these from London to Florence. Was really nice experience. Glad I didn't know what was happening up front. Yeah, obviously I don't fly this aircraft as well. There's probably a couple of things I missed, but it doesn't climb very well. But it's known, and as I've said, I've flown with someone who flew the 146, and they said it was a fun aircraft, but it had no performance. They said it was absolute pants. Hot days, just barely move anywhere. What point do we need to start paddling? Brilliant. Well, look, we're getting there. Holding the Mach number now, it's helping. Maybe Jim started throwing stuff out the back to make us lighter. I've got to remember my call sign as well if there's ATM. Quality 14 Romeo Juliet. I don't think we've ever flown quality before. Hot days to go park itself in the shade, outrageous. Doesn't like turns by the looks of it as well. Something to lower the nose, look. Right, there's Midhurst. Let's just do a quick fuel check there. What do we need at Midhurst? Remember, we've got an extra 30 minutes of fuel for thunderstorms at destination. We should have 6251, and we've got 6440. So we're up about 200 kilos. Fuel used. Push this. Oh, that's cool. That's going to be hundreds of kilos, isn't it? So 3.3, 6. So 660 aside about that. So we'll call it 700. So 1400 kilos used. Yeah, 1485. So the burner's exactly as we expect it to be. Flight plan's accurate. Aircraft's accurate. What do you think of the add-on though, guys? It's fun, isn't it? It's just different. I love. You know how much I love. I mean, this channel's always about the 737, of course, and it's my bread and butter. I fly the thing in real life, of course. But I have so much fun flying all these different quirky airplanes. I love flying the MD-80 last week, and now this as well. I'd love it. I think it'll be time to descend when you reach top climb. I know. It's getting there. London down there somewhere. How long have we been climbing now? 25 minutes. I remember getting to 41,000 feet on a ferry flight in the 7th and it took 12 minutes. Yeah, it's still over England. Oh, that's really cool. Look, if I push the brakes on my rudder pedals, look, you can see the brake pressure indicates. It's cool. Irish Pride, we're still over England, yeah. just going over to the south coast, just the west of Brighton. There you go. There's Brighton there. There's Brighton Pier, look. Not that they can hear us in the QT, quiet trader. Andy, who taxied ahead of me, is already at Paris. Very good, Captain Chloe, fantastic. It's your hometown. Lucas says, reaching the top of climb before the top of descent in the 146 means you set a too low cruise level or too long a distance. Well, if you look here on the banner on the top, we're about, I'd say, a quarter of the way to Geneva from East Midlands. We're not on the cruise yet. But we were heavy. We're sort of at maximum performance. Look, we're only less than 2 tons below the maximum takeoff weight. We're only going to be 400 kilos below max landing weight. I had to limit the cargo because I put on an extra 30 minutes of fuel. 30 minutes of fuel, and boom, I can't take anywhere near as much cargo, so it doesn't have much performance spare. Anyway, look, we've made it. Flight level 290, and we can accelerate once we're level to, what was it, 0.69 we said. There we are. Out to Choir. We'll select whatever's the cruise. I don't know, we'll leave it normal. There we go. 0.69, let's accelerate. Back up the climb thrust. Can we have a round of applause, please, for the Avro RJ, who after 27 minutes made 29,000 feet. Oh, even better, we should better do that. Oh dear. It cannot accelerate. Come on, 6.9. These engines have been flat out since departure. It's so funny over the English Channel. Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me or joining me on this flight to Geneva. I actually haven't been to Geneva in a stream in ages, and when I was a kid and I played Flight Sim, Geneva was one of my favourite destinations. We went there on a school trip. Well, actually we went to Annecy in France on a school trip. We went to Geneva, and I remember seeing Geneva Airport and watching all the planes. I was only about, I was in year 7, so I was like 11 years old, and it's just it was always a favourite destination of mine, simming. And I haven't been there in ages, and I have the Jetstream design scenery. I got it and actually never flew into the airports until now. So there we are. And we have 0.69. The engines are now slowly beginning to relax. Fuel flow is about the same as a 737. 600 kilos an hour per engine. Yeah, it's about the same as a 737 NG. It can only carry what? Half? Half the freight? Same fuel flow? You can see why the 146 really didn't have a future with the 320 and 73, and the sort of Embraers, far more efficient, carry the same load. Irish piloting, Captain Clone taking the mick of my... I've gone all dad mode, yeah, I know. Adam, don't put the kettle on yet, that will cost you 1,000 feet, yeah. So it draws the AC power and just the engines get real. Jim, how do you feel about the 7.3? Not the 7.3. RJ, no, he's not impressed. I don't think you can go in the cargo hold. I don't know if it's modelled here. I had a look on my test sector, but there's a solid wall, and then you can just sort of see it in the corner there, the freight. So I don't know if it models it coming in and out, but you've got the music available. Service. Oh! Hello! Didn't know you could do that. It's quite cool. Should probably close the door. Make yourself a coffee. Actually, where's the toilet in this? Oh, there it is. It's a modelled toilet. Oh no, that's the ladder. No, don't try and open the door or anything. Disappointing. No modelled toilet, it would seem. God, that's a tiny cubicle, isn't it? Well, there you go. And we need a louder slam. There we are. But yeah, great little add on this. You know, something different to fly, something to think about the performance limitations. There we are, over the English Channel, approaching north of France. Little Avro RJ with 9 tons of freight, 9 tons of pork pies. Great performance in this sim now. FPS is off the scale. Fantastic. Alright, so the elapsed time is showing 31 minutes. I think I can go back to time and it keeps the elapsed time going. So we'll leave the clock on. 17:33 Zulu. VNAV information is available. Top is an 18:19. So we've got a little time in the cruise here. It says maximum 3.5, but you'd be bonkers to try and get there. Fuel on arrival 4.1 with that additional fuel. So reserves are 2.5. It's looking good. And yeah, we'll start setting up shortly. Again, there's no ATC events at any of the airports today. The only ATC I could see in Europe this evening was in Kos, and I thought, oh, that would be quite fun to fly into, but I didn't have any of the scenery and it'd be it'd be nighttime flight. So I think, like with the MD-80, I'll probably do a couple of streams. This one today, I'll see if any of the members would like to paint one of these for 2024, and I'd like to take this on a busy VATSIM event. I always love taking aircraft like this on busy VATSIM events. Pete White still think the 146 RJ is a stunning looking jet. Yeah, it's a very timeless design. And what's the aircraft that's sort of shaped like an Avro RJ? It's only got 2 engines. It's Dornier. You still see a few of those flying around. After President says talking to V1 about this, but what's your first flight memory? For me, it was that old Landmark Airlines Rome to London flight scenario. Flew that whole thing in heading mode. Ah, is that? Oh. I remember in Microsoft Flight Sim 2004 or 2002, yeah, and it was, I did the London Heathrow to Amsterdam, 45 minutes. I remember that. And in 2004, Century Flight brought loads of things, and there were loads of missions, but yeah, there was that Landmark Airlines one as well, I remember. I used to fly Orbit Airways. I was at Orbit, and I used to love doing New York to Philadelphia. I don't know why. I used to do that a lot. In the 737-400 with the 2D panels. Yeah, that's the one, 328 jet, Pete. So I remember doing that. Who here, and AvSim, you used to get all your files from AvSim, and there was an AvSim aircraft. It was the most downloaded one. It was really good, a freeware one. Can't remember what it was. It was 2-engined. It was a piston-engined aircraft. But we had dial-up back then, so I had to say to my uncle, whose PC had the flight sim installed, and I used to go visit him, could I turn the dial-up on? You know, it would take 3 hours to download 60 megabytes. But yeah. Wow, I should reinstall it and have a trip down memory lane, shouldn't we? Fly the 737-400. Oh, I can hear the engine sound already. But yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim 2002. That was the one with the silent menu. I don't think 2000 works on Windows 11. FSX would, but I mean, FSX still has the sort of same aircraft. I mean, when I started this channel, I used FSX. Just I placed dial-up headsets before my time. Oh yeah, you're really missing out. I remember a single picture downloading in chunks on dial-up. I know. But even when you turn your computer on, it would take 5 minutes to boot up, and then you'd launch the sim, and you could hear the old SATA hard drive really working hard. Yeah, it wouldn't work today. thing was, VATSIM was already, it was sort of started in the 90s, so people were online using VATSIM. And broadband, I'm just trying to think in the UK, it was sort of mid-2000s it started becoming sort of mainstream, wasn't it? 2003, 4, maybe a bit later than that. God, that's a long time ago. Anyway, overhead view. So here's the little TCAS display. How do I increase the range on the TCAS? Ah, here. We'll increase it to 40 miles. There's no traffic around. Don't need to do the fuel check, we only just did one, but there we are. Now a long sector to Peckham as we fly over Paris. And more navets to fly over on this route. And welcome from northern France. Awesome. I think I got broadband in 2006, 512 kilobytes per second. I'm loving it. Yeah, I mean, that was huge. What was dial-up? Dial-up was about... Was it? It was less than 50, wasn't it? I don't even remember what the standard speed was, but I remember when we got broadband growing up as a teenager, we had, I think it was like 1 megabyte, and it was 1 megabyte was a big thing. Yeah, 56 kilobytes, that was it. And when 1 megabyte came out, it was huge. I remember the TV advert saying 1 megabyte broadband available, and you probably had to pay £60 a month for it. And now I have 1,000. Bonkers, really. It's 56 kilobytes a second. Wow. Down the telephone line. Unbelievable. Yeah, Rob, I remember my mum shouting me to get on the internet. She wanted to use the phone, I know. Oh, great. So funny. Dynamo Cena, remember how happy I was when I signed a contract for 1.5 megabytes per second and a week later decided to double the speeds. Wow! Bonus. Yeah, when obviously broadband were using copper wires, and it was only really fibre optic that came in sort of the 2010s. I mean, I remember my first house I bought, and I had broadband. First time I ever had broadband, it was copper, and I think it was like 25, 30 megs per second, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. And then obviously fibre optic sort of is mainstream now. Matthew, you've set off a nostalgia bomb, I know. You have. So, yeah, someone said you can't run Microsoft Flight Sim 2004 on a Windows 11 PC. Could you run it through like another utility, or it'd be good fun to try it. Hello, Flying Walnut Chronicles. Right, back to work and finish at 8 PM. You should be at top of 10 by then. You will be. Have a nice shift tonight, Flying Walnut Chronicles. Yeah, there's got to be a way, Matthew, personally. Yeah. Everyone's talking about GTA 6 coming out next year. Apparently, I don't know if this was leaked. Apparently, you can play San Andreas on a console in GTA 6 in your flat or something. But there's on VR. I've seen VR people playing PS1 on virtual reality, like in a room on a console. Bonkers. Pete had really slow internet at home. Mum's boss at work let me use the PC to download all my freeware for FS2K. Cool. And it's 85 miles from Thompson. Best to do my briefing. Very good. Let us know what the weather's like. In fact, we can have a look ourselves. Tempo thunderstorms, but right now they've got light and variable winds really. 10k, few showers. Tower and cumulus 20 degrees. 1007 with no significant change in the next couple of hours. TAF is again showing its potential thunderstorms, but no sig change. So usually TAFs, especially with tempos, you're less likely to see them. However, you know, I see a tempo or even prop 30, 40, just assume it's going to be there. I swear it always is when I go. Slight tailwind on 2-2, that's fine. I think it's preferred in Geneva. Sam, sorry, question after today. No problem at all. This is what I'm here for. When you do unusual attitude recovery in the sim, are there specific numbers you have to meet? Example, recovery within a given time period, or just what the examiner deems okay? Now, under check, we don't do any UPRT exercises. It's not required. However, under training, there's not any sort of prerequisites, sort of maximum altitude, maximum roll. However, you have to put it into a UPRT. So I suppose in a way it's defined as, it used to be set attitudes and roll rates, but now, I don't know if it's the arse or they changed the wording, sort of saying any time the aircraft is in a, what's the word they use? Undesirable situation. So technically, we have to do all UPRT training in seat. So we jump into the captain or first officer seat, respectively, whoever you're training. You have to get them to close their eyes, and then you put the aircraft in an undesirable situation. So for nose up recoveries, I always do sort of 50 degrees nose up with a little bit of roll. And the idea of a nose high recovery is you don't roll the aircraft wings level until you approach the horizon, because any roll is actually inducing a nosing down pitch moment, which you want. For the nose low, I always do quite a high roll rate, so sort of 60 degrees plus roll and quite an excessive nose down. But when we do that exercise in the sim, you want to bring your speed quite low first before you put it into a dive, because if you start at 250 knots, you go well over MMO in the sim. But yeah, UPRT training, guys, is something you'd never really have to apply, but it's training given to you that if you ever found yourself in that situation, let's say, wake turbulence would probably be the most common cause, you can recover the aircraft to level flight. Yeah, same Matthew, yeah. Recover the aircraft, don't hit the train, don't over-G the airframe, that's it. Pretty much it for us as well. And the nose low, it's very easy to induce a lot of G, especially as the aircraft accelerates. And you don't feel that in a simulator. Obviously, level D sims are fantastic, but they can't induce high G loading. And if you do exceed MMO, the aircraft's not going to just start breaking apart, but obviously you've got to really limit the pitch inputs you're making, because you could easily overstress the airframe. Irish pilot, prop 40 issue will happen, prop 30 probably not. Oh, any prop for me. And I think for most of my colleagues and anyone else here in chat's commercial airline pilot, just presume it's there. Tempo, 50% of the time it's gonna be there. Aaron, does the tray table remain extended for UPRT, or do you have to stir it for the procedure? Great question. Don't know. A very exciting Sam. I did under the hood today for the first time. It's quite a good, quite a thing just doing that off the instruments rather than looking outside. Absolutely, yeah, I remember all that. I don't know if I've got all my pictures here. I'll try and find a picture from my instrument rating. I don't actually say instrument rating. Just seen a really old picture. I don't like Windows. Why can't I flick pictures in the app? Oh, I can. There we are. Try not to find a picture of me. You want to see something fun? Here's the procedural trainer we used to use. There we are. It was based off of King Air. This is a Seneca 2 King Air. So it's King Air cockpit, but it was all modelled like it was a Seneca 2. That was Oxford Aviation Academy. This is back in 2008. Can I show you these pictures? Are they safe to do so? Yeah, you go. Do you want a face reveal? There you go. That's the back of my head during my instrument rating. This is back in 2008. Toby Taplin, that's the instructor. He's probably passed away now. He's about 80 years old. There you go, and the Seneca 2. There you go, back of the head. Look how much hair I had. Ah, that was a long time ago. That was my first lesson on my instrument rating. My first. Look at how nice the weather was. This was me in the back. So my flying partner was in the back to start with, and then we flicked over. This is 2009. Oh! It's alright. That's a long time ago. That's what I look like. There you There you go. Good looking chap, huh? See if I find any more cool pictures. Coming into Oxford. You look stressed. I was. It's my first instrument rating. Listen. That's my sim partner. He works for Jet 2 now. Thanks for your patience whilst I look through all this. Oh no way! Look what I've just found. I can't believe this. How apt for today's stream. Have a look at this. So this is another lesson. Guess where that is? East Midlands Airport. Look at that! It's BMI baby! They're long gone. They're 300s and 400s, aren't they? So we did one of our instrument ratings from Oxford to East Midlands. You got BMI baby Ryanair, Thompson. They don't exist anymore. No way. See, I wasn't flying. Right, can I just comment on this? I'm in the back seating. This is my partner going around. He didn't do a good job staying over the runway, did he? It's a single engine go around. That'll be the racetrack, Donington. There you go. Enjoyed that, didn't you guys? See if I can find anything else. I downloaded a lot of the pictures from iCloud. So I just use the hard drive on my PC, so I've got pictures that go back from when I was at school. What else have I got here? Instrument rating, CPL. Let's have a look if we've got anything from America. Not the year before. Arizona, in the Warrior. Let's have a look at these photos. Oh wow. Ah, these are super pictures. I forgot that. I was so lucky. Have a look at these guys. This was. Who can remember where I flew? There you go. That was my flight partner. This is Goodyear, Arizona, in the Warrior. This is our first initial flying lesson. Dennis Kochbeck, that was our instructor. What was that? Pitot heat off. Yeah, we didn't need it in Arizona. It was just like 6:30 in the morning. It was like 30 degrees outside. Nah, the flying was incredible. But this was our first flight, so you know we just got out there. Oh yeah, there's a bug in the aircraft. Beautiful. Awesome. And then this was the airport. Huge, you know, lots of aircraft in storage in Goodyear. God, there used to be like 10 aircraft in the circuit here. I don't know what was going on here. It's not me flying, at least. Amazing. That's not me, by the way, and I'm not Ginger. that was my flying partner. I took the pictures. Oh wow. Twin Lakes departure. Flying in formation with a Seneca. Oh, look at this, look. It's great. That's me. Hey, look, loads of hair. That thick old barnet. Oh dear. What an adventure, huh? And a long, long time ago. Yeah, they do, Stephen. I like looking through them. Anyway, I'll do some more at some point. I'll go through some of my other work photos. Ah, Paris, bonjour. Ça va? Yep, et toi? There we are. There's the Eiffel Tower, look. That was good timing. See the Eiffel Tower? You can see it all loading in and out of the sim. My PC going. Urgh. Yeah, and it was. Starting the job, there was a lot of, or starting the flight training, there was a lot of variables, and post-recession, and we all knew finishing that the opportunity would have been sparse, but me personally, I was happy to travel, so if I had to go to Asia to work, even if it was like Suzy Air or something, I'd have done it. I was very fortunate to finish, get an interview for my current employer actually, and get in, and there was not many slots, so I think we had on our course about 24 of us, and we all went for the same interviews, of course, but only 6 of us got into my operator, and a few others EasyJet, a few others another one as well. About, I'd say, a quarter of the guys. I speak to some of the guys still. Some of them are really good. One of them's a really good friend of mine, and we meet up every couple of months or so. I'd say a quarter of them never got jobs. A quarter of the guys never got an airline job and work elsewhere now. Others did, but after a considerable period of time. So I put it down to right place, right time as well, luck. But I worked hard. Finishing school, GCSEs, sixth form, I was more interested in, let's say, girls and other things, and I didn't get the grades I could have got. I passed all my GCSEs and A-levels. I got B, C and a D for my A-levels, and my GCSEs were all A's and B's. I got language, French I got a C. I passed them all, but I could... teachers always said, you're an A-star, but if she only puts in all the effort. But when I did my ATPL studies, flight training, I worked really hard, like really hard. I studied for the interview at my operator. I learned the airline, I learned the sim schedule, or the sim profile, what was going to happen. I did loads of prep, so I guess that helped. And now I look back and go, wow, examiner now on the 7.3. Anyway, digress massively, but it's been fun to talk about. Aaron says, I think your operator was well placed during the recession, owing their own aircraft was huge. Yes, I won't go too far down that pathway, but yeah, I've got great job security here. Matthew said, I'd say 10% of the people that started with me go airline, maybe half of them are still doing it. It was a brutal path. Luckily, I was not part of the lost decades. Yeah, I guess post 9/11, where you sort of doing a lot of your training. See up there, a group of pilots who started just before 9/11 who lost an entire decade of their career to furloughs and seniority stagnation. Absolutely, and I was sort of past that. I mean, I started my flight training in 2008, 2009. But it was right in this sort of economic recession. Oh, Matthew, did you ever get I Survived the Stanfield Stack shirt? Why does that ring a bell? I don't know. Goodyear, I know. Everyone knows I love Goodyear. And that was Arizona, Steve, absolutely. Oh, I believe you, Aaron. You know more than me. The Irish pilot, guess what? It's a common pilot personality trait to be. He'd be a star if he just applied himself. Really common. Oh, I am in that category, 100%. 100%. More interested in other things. I have no regrets. Absolutely no regrets. Like I said, I'm very fortunate to do what I do, and also to be able to do this in my spare time. And you all know how much I love this, but flight simulation was part and parcel of my growing up pretty much from the age of 10. And like many of you here, my school diary at secondary school had a map at the back, and I used to scribble what I'd like to fly at the weekend on my PC. My parents were, my mum and stepdad and uncle were quite concerned at some points, because I was like, I want to spend the entire day on the computer. Like, yeah, you need to go out and about. Yeah, to come back to that for fun and have guys like you watching it, enjoying it, it really means a lot to me. It's great. No regrets. Could have bagged a 146 job. I could have. Could have been flying this tin can. Right, anyway, we digress massively. I'm glad you all got to see a picture of me from 2008. My stupid glasses I used to wear. I basically look exactly like that now. A full head of hair and very glamorous. Right, let's just increase the distance to rage. So, we've got a little top of descent icon here around Lusar. The aircraft doesn't have VNAV, just like the real thing. However, it's got sort of VNAV information. So you can see top of descent here is 158 miles away, 1821. So it's about 23 minutes away. Give us some time to start setting up. Matthew says the massive hold at the TFDVR south of Phoenix is one of the only places you do practice approaches out there. They nicknamed it the Stanfield Stack. I vaguely remember that, Matthew, but we used to keep well clear of Phoenix. I mean, we could get a transition or fly right over, but it was just hectic. But we used to go south of Phoenix towards Gila Bend. I'll have to get the logbook out, but I must go do a stream there again soon. Irish Pilot says, funny how there's so much time to chat about random stuff over such a short distance. I know. On the longer flights, we don't often talk about this, but on the short flights we always do. Anyway, let's start getting this aircraft set up for our approach into Geneva. So I'll again be using the Avro RJ checklist I have in the background to sort of guide me through the setup. So descent preparations, set your frequencies, courses and minimums, maintain between map 0.67 and 71 for the cruise, which we are, use SimBrief for a more accurate speed. So land out we've set, landing speeds will verify, set VREF and VFTO, we can use the little flat placard for that, and then we start our descent. So I'll sort of follow my operator's procedures, so there's no sort of descent page or any information you can plug in for that. We'll fly around 240 below 10,000 feet. Let's check the lateral and vertical routing here for the Lusar 2 November, which is the arrival for runway 22. Oh no, it's actually for all runways, but we're using it for 22. So starting off at Lusar, go to the legs page, and again I think just like with the 7.3 FMS, you can go to plan. Oh, what does that do? I actually don't know what that little thing does. It's a little course rotary. Ah, okay, you can change to different modes in the VOR. I will leave it on LNAV, the default one. I just want to make sure I'm still on LNAV here. Yeah, LNAV 1. Yeah, go to plan, and you can step through the routing here on the ND. So I'm going to try and get the FMC chart and the ND in view here, so bear with me. There we are, that will do. So we'll find Lusar. There we are, so that's the beginning of the arrival. We can see what 200 above checks in the FMC, 160 at Sawney. Lurko is 8,000 feet above checks. Then says Dinnig. It actually says at flight level 200 at Dinnig. Hopefully it'll be a bit lower than that. In fact, that's an interesting routing. Dinnig 200 and then 129. Oh yeah, okay. 5.5, 12 and 8.8. Yeah, we'll be in the descent by then. And then we'll be at Sovad, where we then start our flight downwind. So it's Sovad 80 above, Golf Golf 507 at 29, and then Golf Golf 514 at 98. Do I want to be a bit lower than that? Just trying to think what height I want to be at that point. Platform altitude 7,000 feet at Sapri. Am I going that far downwind? Oh yeah, it really takes you far out, doesn't it? 20 miles out, fair enough. So we'll go out to Golf Golf 514 then to Sapri. That's like a 20-mile final, but we'll do it. That's why we're so high. I was wondering a bit lower. So it's Golf Golf 514, 98, Sapri 70 above, and then we intercept sort of the glide slope continuously from India Sierra Whiskey, which is coded as Sapri Golf Golf 811 4930 above. Yeah, we go. You can see the points coded. Then Petal 180 knots, 170 down to the runway. So it's all coded correctly. We'll just set our frequencies, courses, and minimums now for the ILS. So we've got 1087 for the ILS. It's coming up now, so you can see 1087. I'll leave the charts up there so you can sort of see what I'm setting up. 1087 is set. Course is 223. .087 and 223. It is the top box is the active frequency, isn't it? Can't remember now. Anyway, we'll put the VOR on standby for the missed approach, which is no VOR. It says climb to 7,000 feet to GG803, left max 185 to Sapri. So there's no VOR actually over the airport. We'll just leave the ILS tuned. So frequencies and courses are tuned, and then the minimums, what we've got here, cap 1 ILS. Missed approach climb gradient, I think we'll use 2.5%. It's really high minima. 1,075 feet. What was the cloud base today? Yeah, I don't know what... This is something you genuinely want to check the missed approach climb gradient for in the performance calculator. Yeah, okay, a few at 1500. What's the minimums out there? 1085, yeah. We'll choose the lower missed approach climb gradient. 2440. Okay, how do you set the minimums on this? What's the brightness? Oh, I can't remember how to set your minimums. Well, I'll put a little bug there for 2440. That won't give me any minimum scores. I think it's down. Genuinely can't remember how to set minimums on this thing. What does that do? Nope. Anyone find out or remind me, feel free to do so. Because I cannot remember how to set your minimum selector. It's still not there, I know. Hello DJ's Backyard's Fireworks, hope you're doing well. Did you give Geneva a specific day? Which we're arriving, brilliant. We'll be there one day. Right, we'll try and find out how to set the minimums. High altitude, obviously you've got the Alps to the east, 10,600 feet, so we should be reasonably visual. The MSA will keep to the north of the airfield, 7,000 feet, if things start to go wrong. So I'll intercept the ILS, left of the PFD, 3 little rotary knobs. Oh, is this... I thought this was brightness. Ah, found it, thank you. Well spotted. So, it would be very unusual to set a decision height based off radio altitude so high, because obviously you've got lots of features on the threshold there, but it will set it just to get the minimums cool. So it's 1,075 feet. But yeah, you'd use this for auto lands. Can the 146 and Avro RJ do an auto land? Was it Cat 1 only? Oh, I can only set it to 500 or higher. Well, there's... Oh, I'll just have to work out the minimums manually. I can't set them higher than 500, which makes sense. I'll leave it blank. So just remember the minimums, guys, 2,440 feet. And that's blanked. Alright, cool. Missed approach, the go-around actions we'll review shortly. Just firstly, got to say thank you to DJ's Backyard Fireworks. What a YouTube handle. Thank you very much for the $2, buddy. Appreciate it.
Those packages are going to be late.
Packages they are going to be late. Only by 45 minutes. It's alright. Pork pies don't tarnish. They last forever. Thank you very much for your donation, sir. Boxes of pork fossils. Right, anyway, I just want to review the go-around actions in the event for missed approach. There's nothing in this checklist. Let's have a little learn on the job then. Oh, it's done this before. Oh no, my right mouse is jammed. I can't rotate by pushing the right mouse button or the mouse wheel. I've had this before. How do I fix that? Oh, there it goes. It fixed itself. Right, let's learn a go around in this aircraft on the go. Climb profile, cruise, descent, approach. Flaps up speed, comfortable, 210.
50.
Doesn't say anything here about go arounds. We'll work it out. I think they've got very strict flap speeds there. Oh, very kind again, DJ's Backyard Fireworks. Spent $1 over. Thank you very much for your tip there. Very kind. Thank you. No need to appreciate it nonetheless. Was that an accident? Thank you. Oi Hi says, I had this happen to my left mouse after I came back from vacation. Like I can live with my right one being broken but left. Oh no, it was Microsoft Flight Simulator, because also the mouse wheel I couldn't rotate around either. I've had this before in the sim. Right, we'll get this back to map. There we go. Increase the range so we can see where top descent will be. Great, landing performance. Well, this is where the Avro RJ comes to its own. Great stopping performance. Big wheels, brakes for the size. Huge spoiler at the back. Let's have a look here at the runway. So runway 22. I mean, Charlie should be easily achievable, if not Delta. 3,900 meters. I mean, Charlie's probably got 1,500. Let's have a look at the landing performance calculation here. So close that, landing performance. It should be based off your estimated weight off the fuel burn. We'll go flap 33, optimum brakes. Air brake open. No reverse credit, obviously. Doesn't have it. Wet runway, okay. Factor distance. So that says we could stop in actual of 2032 with manual braking. I don't know what braking force. Yeah, we'll just use that. Flap 33, V approaches that. And the beauty is, with this, is you can press flap 33, and this is your actual weight updates. So you can see here you've got the bug speeds. If I press 33 VREF like that, I think it should set the bugs for you automatically. Well, I hope it has. Anyway, they are the VREF speeds all set. Where's the flap placard speed? So you can see all the limits for the flaps. Because you can't drop the gear or flaps until you're going really slowly in this aeroplane. I'll have to find out where they are. Half Moon S said, "Hi Captain, since I'm currently in the ATPL theory phase, I need to annoy everyone else about this. Which GPWS mode is the minimums call from?" Captain side. Is that what you're talking about? Where does it come from? It's from the captain's minimum side on the whatever he says on the EFIS. But that's on the 7.3. Oh, DJ's back. No, I've just seen that pop in. There's no need. There's no need.
20.
Thank you very much, but you're very kind to generous again. You don't need to donate on any stream, let alone continuously.
I am gonna try and donate on all your streams, sir.
DJ's back. Save those tidbits up and buy yourself the Avro RJ. Enjoy it. That's very kind, but no need. Thank you, indeed. Counterpart says behind the left EFB. Ah, thank you. This is quite useful. So these are all the limitations. Maximum weights, maximum altitude for flaps. 210 knots maximum for the gears. So slow. Drop the gear at 270 knots and 275 in the 7.3. Where's these flap speeds? APU, engine. Aha, here we go. 245 VA flap 0, VA flap 18. 175? So slow. Yeah, there you go. Pete's got some good idea. GJ's backyard. Instead of donating, go get your mates to watch and subscribe. Yeah, get me up to 100,000 subs. That's the biggest gift you could give. Thanks, buddy. That's it, Pete. That's the target. Liam, one of the oldest members on the channel. Only a mere 70 months, buddy. That's very kind. Thank you so much for the support. That's nearly 6 years. Unbelievable. Just past the last of my PPL exams and hoping for my cross-country next week. That's great news, Liam. Thank you very much for letting us know. Good luck with the rest of your PPL as well. How many theory PPL exams are there now? Amazing. I remember taking my meteorology when I failed it. I managed to pass all my ATPL ones first time, but my PPL meteorology I had to retake the exam for. But I got full marks on the second attempt. So, good luck, Liam, with your journey, and keep us posted in Discord, buddy. Thank you very much. Right, I need some lighting in here. Sun setting as we approach Switzerland. The Avro RJ has been flying along nicely. Jim hasn't said a word as usual. Let's just do a little fuel check at Pixis here. Nine, there we are. I knew it was a few less. Where are you, Pixis? There we are. So Pixis, we should have 4.5 tons of fuel airborne for 1 hour 7 minutes. So the elapsed timer shows 1 hour 8, so a minute late. And at Pixis we said we wanted 4.5 tons of fuel. We've got 4.7, so we've got an extra 200 kilos. All looking good. M1 drop with the lights on, I know. Battery's getting drained. Yeah, it's getting dark here. Oh gosh, where are the light controls in this tank? No, there's the overhead panel. Ah, okay. Overhead panel sorted. What about the lighting here? Ah, there they are. All the lights. Jim, would you like me to do your lights? I'm inside Jim. I think that's the flight intercom. Oh yeah. Is there any other light controls for the instrumentation here? Let's brightness of the PFD. flushing a lab, loses 5% M1, brilliant. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful sunset. Oh, I didn't mean to blow the mic. A sunset arrival. But yes, this aircraft has been released now, so if you would like to grab the Avro RJ QT, it's included with the Avro RJ. It's a free update today. You can go grab it. Back of the pedestal for the FMC, thank you. Ah, yeah. Oh look, can lock the flight deck door. Perfect. Probably a bit too bright, but there we are, that's better. Cheers, Pete and Lucas de General Fluff. Brilliant. So, what's it like being Jim? I've never actually looked at him in the eye. Oh, they got rid of it, so it sort of disappears now, so you don't see all the gangly bits. His eyebrows are quite sparse. Very nice with David Clark's on. How do I get rid of him? Choosing up valuable resources. We all make fun of him, but no one actually asks how Jim is. Aww. Awesome. So, the weather radar obviously is limiting in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's on, tilts down, weather's selected. Unfortunately, it's not showing anything, although thunderstorms are forecast. Looks like it's cold. It is. Stop kissing Jim. Top descent about 50 miles away. Fuel's good. Took an extra 30 minutes. Oh, engines are spooling now. Is there any sort of... can you get information on the wind and ground speed and things like that? The FMC or GPS or anything like that? I can't find any information. And I've got the ground speed up there. It's a mere 385 knots. Oh, there must be some headwind as well. I know we're going slow, but... yeah, I know. Andy, you still here? The guy, Josiah Plays and Andy took Airbuses from East Midlands ahead of me. They've probably landed now. We're getting there. Everything's low and slow in this. Press date on the EFIS controller, thank you. It's great having the devs here. There we go. I've got some information. Ground speed 384 knots. Do I have to cycle data? Oh look, you can only show one at a time. So we've got the ETA for the next waypoint, I guess. Ground speed. Wind. Look at that! I had a 73 knot headwind in the whole sector. That's not helped. I'll keep the wind speed open. That's quite useful to have, actually. Oh, cool. Geneva Towers come online. Let's have a little look here. Oh, wow, there's quite a few centres online here. Alright, cool. We've got some ATIS. We can listen in. Might as well. It's not on voice. 3558. Cams pilot. I had this issue in the MD-80, so I've used vPilot to tune 13558, but it's not updating here. I mean, I know it's probably not a Just Flight issue, but if you in Just Flight, if I share my screen, you can right-click this, for example, press tune. But it's not tuning on here. It looks like it's not working anyway, but yeah, if that could somehow work, that'd be great. That's a shame. Anyway, ATIS on text shows runway's wet, ILS 22, transition of late 0203, visibility 10. That was exactly as we expected. QNH 1007 scattered at 3,400. Information India. Oh, Optimus Subprime. I know it's great on VATSIM to be able to do it, but a few add-ons don't really allow it to work. Well, it does, but it doesn't change the frequency in the aircraft. Aaron, showing all the data at the same time would require a fifth engine. Hey look, the engines are fine. Way below max M1. 88%. Sun setting as well. Probably be dark by the time we get down. Also, I haven't done a test descent on my test sector. I don't have time, so it's going to be fun.
This is Geneva Information India.
Ah, there we go. Here comes the
ILS
80s.
approach runway 22. Runway condition wet. Transition level 80. Automatic weather report. Wind 0.
V-Sky check when you have top descent. I'm interested in how it behaves on energy management. Well, there's no VNAV in this. There's a button, but it's not modelled as per the real aircraft, so just use level change and descent. Manage it yourself.
Temperature 2.16.
You can tell this is a heading up display, look, because the aircraft's pointing up towards the nose, but we're tracking that way. Yeah, we've got India, so we'll go back over to Unicom now.
This is Geneva.
Perfect. That's it, V-Sky check, yeah, level change. And you can sort of use the green banana to sort of see where you're going to be. Which if I select data, will I get? Oh, what does GRP do? Other airports. GRP? Are they waypoints? Ah, look, you can have airports on, nav aids. Ah. Oh my god, I've selected airports and data. It's going to probably catch fire. Fuel flow is doubled. Alright, well look, we'll have the airports on. No problem, Andy. You're on final. Very good. Well, you've beat me fair and square in your Airbus. Very directly overhead here. Chalon-sur-Saône, Saint-Remy. Roger. And don't forget, you've got all the charts here. I read, because I like the Navigraph sort of format of flight plans and charts, and I could just easily bring it up for you guys. It's clearer. I never really used the tablet's inbuilt charts. I should do a little more. So arrival Geneva. There we are. So we're flying the Lusar to November. That'll be our ILS-22. There we are. Taxi will be something like that. Then you can go to saved, and then you can just simply select once you've saved, and you've got the plane icon there as well, so we can actually reference that as we go in. Grandpa, you're just turning final. Good luck. We're counting on you. Yeah, we've got to take this aircraft on a busy VATSIM event, mixing all the other aircraft. Good fun. I'll keep an eyes peeled, but I'm quite busy on my days off this time. Back to work on Monday. Got a couple of standbys this next week, but don't forget, as I said, StarStream members, we've got our members group flight on Saturday. I was meant to publish the bookings yesterday, but I got tied up in quite a few things outside of the channel, but I'll get that done tonight. And then, as usual, feel free to swap requests as needed. Not long till top of descent. It's coming up. Tom, there's only nav guidance on the go around. I didn't actually see if it was coded in the FMC. Key not active, looks like it doesn't have any CPDLC. Right, let's have a look here. So it's yeah, runway 22 803 Sapri in blue. So yeah, if you select L now, I'm sure it will follow the missed approach course. It's cloudy. I've actually had some really nice weather in the sim recently, but today it's a little more like winter. There's top of descent coming up. So remember, you have to do this manually in the Avro RJ. It won't manage to descend for you, but you obviously got some guidance to follow. We've got the charts open, so look, we'll aim to be, what's the lowest there? 8,000 will set to be at SOVAD or higher. Just follow the FMC. There we go. So let's set 8,000 feet. Select level change. There you go, it's going to reduce the thrust for me. Down we go, and it's maintaining a Mach number in descent, which I don't want, so I'm just going to switch that to indicated airspeed, and we'll descend at 270 knots. Whee! Down we go. So obviously it's accelerated to 270, but you'll see it'll start pitching up now to maintain 270 knots. Oh, their hair dryers have spooled down. God, the sim that's really good. What a time to go flying. Very nice. So I don't know if the descent formation available will say if you're high or low on the profile. No, it doesn't really give you much information, so what we can do is just work out roughly what height we're going to be. So you can see we're going to be 8,000 feet down here, which is fine. I'm just going to probably maintain it. V-Sky check. How many tons is this aircraft able to take? Well, we had to limit... Just grab the flight plan. We had to limit the amount of cargo we were taking. So, look at our max landing weight. We're only 400 kilos below max landing weight. I wanted 30 minutes of additional fuel, so that's 1.2 tons. And I've got 9 tons on board, 9 tons of freight. So, obviously another ton of fuel. If I had no fuel issues, 10 tons is what I could carry and be just below max landing weight with sort of your alternate not that far away. So, yeah. 10 tons, I think, useful weight on with a decent amount, with no extra fuel really for a far alternate. It's crazy. Ice detected. Let's put engine anti-ice on. Engine will probably have to spool up. Yeah, engine's going to have to spool up because of the bleed demand to keep the aircraft pressurised. And with idle thrust there, it's giving us a descent around 2,500 feet per minute. But you've got this chunky speed brake, which I'll briefly extend. There you go. If you need to go down quickly, like you see the rate of descent changing, you can just extend that. Descent management, there's no issue in this aircraft. Yeah, and it does. M1 does spool up on the CFM, a very small amount. It's all controlled by the EEC. That's Lake Geneva ahead, I think. You can see it sort of in the clouds, through the gaps. There you go. Airport's down there, but obviously we're going to fly quite a long downwind. Oh, wow. That's the left turn over Lurko. Fantastic, look at that. You can only dream of this 20 years ago when I, well no, 25 years ago is probably when I started simming. I'm getting old. I'm not 40 yet though, I'll be a few years before that life event. Few CB, well, more towering cumulus over there. These are the sort of things you'd be looking out for, but yeah, generally speaking, the weather's alright. Oh, is my air brake slightly extended? Oh yeah, look, there's a little bit of noise, there we go, from my speed brake. Only track miles. 15,000 feet plus the elevation. Probably a smidge high, but we'll just keep it going down for now. It does, Steve M. Look very lovely indeed. Matthew, we'd like you to add drag. We need to add drag to our aircraft to help with descent. Okay, how much drag would you like? Yes. Oh yeah. Well, quality 14 Romeo Juliet. It's carrying all the freight, all these pork pies, directly to Geneva. Bum wings. Should we call them bum wings? Yeah, I like that. Good question, V-Sky Check. Let's have a look on the VNAV page. It might give us, yeah, the target rate of descent. Doesn't provide the information, unfortunately. Just have to do it manually. It's like flying the Fearless 742, but easier. So VNAV, again, was meant to be designed and fitted, but never was modelled in the real RJ, so just like haven't modelled it either. Right, the airport's going to be down there. There it is. That is Geneva Airport. Is that snow on the ground? Or was that just the author? Interesting. There'd be no snow there this time of year. It's quite warm in Geneva in the summer. What is the actual temperature there? I didn't check. It's 20 degrees. There'd be no snow. Yeah, Matthew, I think you're right. That's all you get. Top of descent information based off, I guess it'll be level change and I don't know what profile, but it's just rough. I think it's just the colouring. There's no snow. And there's Lake Geneva. A flight I always used to do in the flight simulator when I was younger was Sion to Geneva, over Lake Geneva in a Cessna. That was always good fun. Hoi hi, says Captain, you did fill out the customs form for importing food into Switzerland, right? Yeah. Jim did it. He does all that. Are they clouds or smoke on the water? There's clouds, I think. Yeah, it looks a bit sort of washed out. Might be it's the scenery. This is the Jetstream Design Geneva scenery. Thinking it will be a monthly subscription today, probably. Almighty Snark's enjoying it. Beautiful, by far my favourite aircraft in 2020. Very cool. So I overshot that turn slightly. In fact, is there a speed restriction here? Or anything like that? Max 250. Whoops. That's probably why it's overshot slightly. 220. So in level change, it'll start pitching up to maintain the speed. I feel like I'm quite high here. I'm extending that monstrous speed brake. Oh my goodness. That is insane. 4,000 feet per minute rate of descent and still decelerating. Bomb flaps out. That is insane. 3,000 feet per minute at that rate of deceleration. I mean, you pointed an Airbus or 73 down at that rate of descent, the speed would be you'd be in the clacker, even with full speed brake. Yeah, I think not quite descending at the rate I was anticipating. I'll just set the angle of bank selector to. Yeah, leave it at 25. Yeah, well, SAPRI, we wanted to be at about 7,000 feet, so that's better. 220 knots. That is just great. No issues with descent planning in this. Hello, look everyone who's arrived. You're not meant to be upstairs. You're not meant to be upstairs. He's got a bad leg. The vet said no going upstairs. Hello, Jack. You're going to sit down? Lay down then. Lay down. Lay down. Alright, he likes being there. Yes, there he is. He's not meant to be upstairs. He's got a bit of a limp. He's been to the vets. They reckon he's pulled a muscle. Or something along those lines. But, yeah. He's obviously clambered up there. Well, you can stay up here now. Oh, boy. There we are. Jack's face review. Oh, he's been on loads. Oh, yeah, what's the elevation here? Elevation's 1,400 feet, so we best do the post-cruise checks now. So, lights on. Engine anti-ice can come off now, it's out of the cloud. Pressurization's fine. 350 feet per minute, diffs 2.7, cabin altitude 3,300 feet set. And nothing on the recall checks complete. Oh, you can just end up high on this, it doesn't matter. You just pull that speed brake out and you'll be back on profile. There we are, so we're sort of... Whoa! Did you see that? Thunderstorm, that lightning. I've not seen lightning in 2024 before. That was really realistic. That looked amazing. Did you see that? That was superb. I'll be having the weather radar on in real life. Wow, 2020, well, amazing. That was the most realistic lightning I've ever seen in a sim, ever. You just put the taxi light on. I was testing everyone's Simon Charman, and well done. I did the taxi light on purpose instead of the landing lights. You're the only one to have spotted it. Congratulations. Tower online, thank you, 187. I'll wait until I get a ding-dong. One to go. We can step down to 7,000 feet and set the QNH. 7,000 feet is the initial part of the altitude, and the QNH B. Magic B 1008. It's actually 1007, that's fine. So you can see it's lagging behind the flight director slightly. That's something I see on a few add-ons. I'm just a born natural. Glide slope alive. Localizer. On. Look at that. On glide slope. One dot. Waiting for localizer capture. Has that captured? It says lock 1. I don't know if that's still armed. After SAPRI, well, we can just set 3,000 feet. Now there we are, lock 1, lock capture. So I can set elevation plus 1,000 feet. Go 2,400 feet. Or 2,500. It's 1,000 feet rounded up. And then we'll bug 185. I want to keep descending, so let's go VS. Dive it down at, I think, 1,500. And I bug 185. And then I could just use speed brake to bring the speed back. Because it's... This would be hard to manage that. In the max, you'd be really struggling to manage this energy at this speed. So you'd probably have to drop the gear. Right, let's just get that air brake out and come back to 185. Oh, it's just awesome. You just have no issues. Oh, should I try the flight recorder?
Speed checked. Flaps 18.
Recording. Flaps to 18 coming up. 180 knots is fine. Oh, you need the speed brake out though, because I'm set high rate of descent. So I'm just using the speed brake with flaps to maintain 180 knots. As soon as the engines come up, I'll just start stowing a bit of the air brake. I've not had a ding dong from tower. I'll just contact them. Oh, I need to keep going down here. 2,000 feet per minute, maybe. I'll just double check we click the flaps. VREF 33.1, 23 knots. Right, 1 dot on the glide slope. Arming approach.
Alive.
Oh, it's so easy to manage on the descent. Jack has a bad paw on the controls. It's doing great. Yeah, he's on the air brake.
Glide slope capture.
So that missed
Speed
approach.
checked. Gear down.
Oh, hold on the gear. We're still at 10 miles. So I've stowed the air brake. Let's just see if we can manage the speed. Missed approach altitude was 7,000 feet. There we are. Contact tower. Geneva tower. Hello. It's quality 14 Romeo Juliet. Established ILS 22 10 miles.
Quality 14 Romeo Juliet, Geneva Tower, bound wind 020 degrees 3 knots, runway 22, clear to land.
Way 22 clear to land. Quality 14 Romeo Juliet. Just turn the sim up. Alright, cool. Oh, it's lightning around. Yeah, lightning on departure. I mean, you can see it. There's that's a Sibian thunderstorm there with rain, and you can see the rain there. Sometimes I just like to take screenshots. That is amazing. Oh, there, have I got like both autopilots engaged now for some sort of auto land? Looks like. Right, 8 miles. Yeah, in the event of a go around, you'd be scanning the weather radar. Geneva, you're quite limited because of the terrain. I think the lightning's over there, so we'll just climb straight ahead. It's just the rain shower. And the missed approach is a left turn, though, isn't it? Oh, there's lightning there. Oh, we're landing. Alright, let's drop the gear. Gear down. Bug 140. Also, it's flat limit speeds. 18. 24 is 180.
Speed checked. Flaps 24.
Oh, I'll just listen to the man. Flap 24 coming up. What's our VREF again? Just make sure the air brake's fully stowed. VREF 123, so we'll bug 128. Oh, this one comes in so slowly. $5 miles, still quite far way out. Steven's here for the butter. Yeah. I'm the butter machine, me. Right, is it? I'm just going to extend the flat to myself. Here comes flat 30. And flat 33. Do I extend the air brake in the flare, or is it after touchdown? Right, just make sure I don't set on the brakes after I land. So clear to land, check this complete. What's that green light say? Cat 3 auto land. No way! Well, we're not doing that, that's boring. Is that a huge rain south of the airport? Yeah, that's rain there. Right, clear to land, checklist complete. So, following the checklist there, we're all good. Right, let's disconnect the auto throttle. Oop. Auto throttle disconnected. Disconnecting the autopilot. That button doesn't work. That works. How do I shut it up? It'll be... There we go. Same as the 7.3. Right. Clear to land, check complete. Checked. 128 knots. Very low approach speed. You'd only see that in the 7.3 with sort of... Oh, stutter. Ferry flights or less than 50 passengers, that's for sure. Light and variable winds, no excuses on the landing. Zoom in slightly, there we go.
500.
Look at that rain in the distance. This is their jet stream design scenery. 3 reds. Back on profile. Speed's coming back, 128 knots. God, there's lightning around, let's get down! A little bit left of centre line.
100.
Air brakes out.
Oh, yes, boss.
50. 40. 30. Minimums. 10.
Ground idle.
Oh, that was nice! Little bounce, but we're down.
Spoilers, yellow and green.
Lower the nose.
Brake pressure checked.
Right, start manual braking. That was beautiful. Manual braking.
60 knots.
Gonna miss that exit, that's fine, there's no one behind us. Lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geneva in the Avro RJ QT.
ready for pushback and start.
Superb.
Swiss 30 pushback and startup approved, facing northeast, QNH 1007.
So we'll vacate here at Delta. Where's the cargo apron?
Facing northeast, QNH 1007, Swiss 30.
I'll just say somewhere in the south apron. Quantity 14 Romeo Juliet, vacated Delta. Request a taxi towards the southern apron, please. Wherever that is.
Quality 14 Romeo Juliet, say again.
Runway vacated Delta, request taxi towards the south apron, please, or cargo, wherever that is.
Quality 14 Romeo Juliet, welcome to Geneva, taxi stand 70 via Outer and Alpha.
Stand 70 via Alpha and Alpha, quality 14 Romeo Juliet. We'll just go with what he says. So that's stand 7. Oh, I don't know. How do I get there? I don't even know where that is. I'll just vacate here. 70. Alright, cool. Is that behind me? Oh yeah, I need to go the other way. 70's behind me. It's all good, guys. Other professional streamers are available. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Outer and Alpha, that's what you said, not Alpha and Alpha. There we are. Good. At least chat's paying attention. So we're on Outer, then Alpha for stand 70 on the south apron. I was actually looking at this south apron. Look, you've got the south apron here. Who wrote this? South apron and the south apron. Why is it all called? Everywhere's called south apron. South apron in Geneva. South apron. South apron. What happens if you request south apron? It's everywhere. I meant this south apron, not the north south apron. Right. Second left, proper left, right. Let's do the taxi in flow. Welcome to Geneva. This is the Jetstream design scenery. Very nice indeed. I'd like to do more flights from here. There's a Swiss A330 pushing back here. There's a couple of Alpaca Airways. Flaps being retracted. What a fantastic add-on. Loved the Avro RJ today. Let's go drop off our poor pies. Complain to the apron examiner. I know. Oh, that was great. I love this add-on. Right. Taxi inflow coming up. Whilst also trying to find where the southern apron is and the southern apron. One south apron and it's an unbroken circle. To be fair, this is where the cargo apron is. Did I install a GSX profile for this airport? I don't think I did. No, seeing it showing all this. Well, maybe. Let's try number 70, Ram Cargo. No. Swissport, let's go with that. Nearly missed it. I did miss it slightly. Oh crikey, I've not done any sort of clean up flow. APU. Start. It's all good guys, I'm a professional. South Apron, oh you're joking, South Apron is the name of the cargo company. Is it actually? Oh, got in just in time with those flashes. Right, there's our Swiss ground crew. Very good. Oh, screw it. That'll do. Right, parking brake is set. Right, what other taxi and flow things do I need to do? Probes can come off. Engine anti-ice is already off. APU air can come on. We'll leave one pack on. Engine air can come off. Strobes, they'd be off now. Beacon light, not just yet. APU generator should be already on the bus. On the switch it is. We can just shut the engines down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geneva. There we go. Did turn these off, I didn't I? Yes, they can come off too.
Swiss 30 ready for taxi.
It's already raining, look at the wipers are on
Zero
here.
exit holding point runway 22, the inner link side and up.
Beacon off. There we go. Why is your co-pilot vibrating? Don't know. Right, let's get the port pies are ready to be collected, so we'll go here. Home.
Alpha. Swiss 30.
Aircraft. Chocks on. There we are. Go stretch your legs, Jim. Do the walk around, like you do every time. Oh, shut that master caution system up. There we are. And request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
There they go. Port pies to be removed. Oh yeah, I just need to open the... oh no, they're all open. Let's get the stairs down. There we are. Ah, cool. The life of a cargo dog never sleeps. There we go. Port pies removed. Jim's cold has developed into full-on fever with shakes. Was he shaking? I missed that. Jim is doing what now? I don't know. Oh dear. Guys, what do you think of the Avro RJ then? Quiet trader. Amazing. But this is only the second time I've flown the Avro RJ. I was looking back at the streams, it was 9 months ago. But when I got the Avro RJ last time, I was having issues with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 like loads of people were about a year ago. It just, well, no, not a year ago, it was now. But the performance was pants, and I was having loads of FPS issues. And now I can run the sim really smoothly on my PC with no FPS issues. It looks so good, so it's great to be back in this sim and enjoying how it looks and how... I mean, the aircraft flew really nicely as well. There's a Swiss A330 on the way to somewhere exotic. You can see the port pies going off. Obviously, there's a static cargo crate, then you've got the GSX stuff as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, flight simulation is just bonkers now, isn't it? That's someone else sat in their office somewhere conducting a virtual flight. Oh, it's just amazing. Pork pies delivered. Wires and nose wheel in the air. That'll be a VATSIM V-Pilot model matching thing. The Extra Jelly Pork Pie Company, absolutely. Oh, they're taking all the pork pies. But no, what a fantastic little add-on. Now this little quiet trader is an update to the already existing Avro RJ add-on by Just Flight. So it's a great little update to bring some more versatility onto your desktop simulation. So not many of these flying around. Well, there's none. There's some retrofitted BA146s with the Avro RJ sort of avionics suite in Australia, I learned. But it's a great way to fly an add-on like the Avro RJ compared to the 146, because you've got a modern autopilot system. Obviously you've got your CRT displays. It's just so much easier to operate an aircraft like this on VATS. So we've got no problem. We flew into Geneva and on arrival onto an ILS, and it was really, really nice. But a great job from Just Flight again, who are continuing to create some fantastic add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I can't wait. I pressed the pause button. I cannot wait to fly their Fokker when it comes out. Their Fokker 70 and 100, I believe. So it's going to be very exciting indeed. But yeah, I found out on my Thrustmaster, if I press that button, it pauses Microsoft Flight Simulator. There you go, learn something new every day. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was a good one. I had a lot of laughs with you today, and hope you enjoyed some of the pictures I shared with you. But the aircraft's available, obviously, from Just Flight directly. They've got a sale on at the moment, so you can pick up this aircraft at a discount. But grab it whilst the sale is still on. And we'll be flying this aircraft again soon, like with the MD-80. Once I've flown an aircraft, sort of spent last night learning it up again, I like to do it again before I forget. So I'll have a look on the VATSIM events next week and see if there's somewhere I can take it again that's quite busy, or maybe a challenging airport perhaps. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone that tuned in, and we've got a little bit of ATC as well on the arrival. So replay then, how do you reckon this is going to work? So I haven't used a replay in Microsoft Flight Simulator for a very long time. I'll just disconnect off VATSIM. We've done the transit shutdown flow. I'll firstly get rid of GSX, but this does have panel states, so what I shall do is just get rid of GSX. Gone. And we'll just go to ready for takeoff. Confirm.
Ready for takeoff selected.
Select the landing flap. Just let the doors all finish closing, and I reckon that should... Uh-oh. I think I'll just put all the engines on first. Just reselect that for 1 second.
To start the engines to request ground services.
Yes.
Ready for takeoff selected.
Keep shutting the engines down when I do that. I don't know why. Right, we'll give it a go. It might work. It might work with the engines running. So, Lucas said, I love flying the 146 because it's an old steam gauge. Absolutely. So we've got the enjoyment in the 146 still as well. You can still fly that old school. V-Sky Check, thanks for streaming. Excellent. Very fun. Thanks. You're most welcome. Hope you're doing well. Aaron, thanks, Cap. Great stream. Going to fly the RJ now myself. Excellent. It's a great excuse to take it out. Right then. Let's try this replay tool in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that's been going for that whole time. I'll press that one. Play. I think I've done it. Engines are spooled up. I have to control them manually, unfortunately, but that's fine.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Oh.
Traffic.
That's upset it. Oh, I've not started my replay music. So how do I can't really do that without that camera. That's a bit annoying with the camera controls, but could minimise it briefly. There we are. Oh, good. Just go a little bit further back in time. There we are, so actually see what's going on. Yeah, I've got to do all the controls myself. So we've got the air brake out, hit the flare like that. How smooth a landing was it? Oh, lovely. I love the little skids. You've got Just Flight, got those little audio recordings. That was great. New Sky would have been 11 out of 10. Oh, the minimum score was quite funny. I like it when they've got the little... actually, you know what? I won't press any controls. Let's see if the air brake automatically extends. It's stowed. No, I'm going to do it manually. There we go. Oh, the replays still need a lot of work in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So the ground spotters aren't animated on the replay on the top of the wing. What's the flyby camera like? Dreadful. What's that sound? The flyby camera is terrible. It's like, it reminds me of a GTA 6 or GTA 5 mission. What's the aircraft doing? Yeah, the replay tool is terrible. Right, anyway. I can't even do a tower view. I'll do one more drone cam. Both landings are greases. There we go. And it was a little bounce, wasn't there? Great graphics. The sound audio goes a bit weird. It was definitely a bounce. Yeah. Awesome. There we go. Right then, well, I can put you in a wing view. There we are, that's the one I have. I don't know how the audio will sound on the replay, but let's put you a little bit further back over the lake. That should do us nicely. Well then guys, well thank you very much for tuning in to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. It was great fun flying the Just Flight Avro RJ 100 Quiet Trader. Got it all in one sentence there. The update was completely free for existing owners, and the aircraft is available on sale now, so go pick it up if you want to replicate this fantastic aircraft from Real World Operations, or bring up or dream up your own. It's been great fun today to fly quality 14 Romeo Juliet from East Midlands to Geneva. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone that donated. Very kind of you. To all the members, thanks for your continued support. Don't forget, members, we've got our 68th members only group flight on Saturday. I'll be online later to publish all the bookings for that this evening. And to all the regular viewers and subscribers, thank you very much for popping in, and hope you enjoyed the stream. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content, and enjoy the weekend. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.
$100, 50, 40, 30, minimums, 10.
Whose horse is that?